Hi everyone, please subscribe to my channel. Blood Immortal Venerable. See playlist for other chapters and novels. Join now our Telegram channel now and enjoy exclusive early access. t.me/blood_immortal_official. I do not translate the novels. Credits goes to original translator and author of the novel. I only make it as an audiobook so it would be easier to just listen while doing other things. Credits goes to the author of the novel. I convert stories to audiobook for mental health, for multitasking purpose, for accessibility and time saving. Listening to audiobook is also beneficial for people who have disability. It improves our listening skills and improve our English comprehension, vocabulary and other things. So, thank you for listening. Thank you and thank you very much for your support. Chapter 761 Dominate the Ultimate, a new training goal. Boom, the 20th Thunder Tribulation came, this time in the form of the Thunder God of War. However, compared with the 19th Thunder Calamity, the power of the 20th Thunder Calamity has nearly doubled. Even if the Sun of the Middle Era is facing the full blow of the 20th Thunder Calamity, it is estimated that it will be severely damaged. Without some life-saving treasures or trump cards, it is impossible to pass. But for Yi Tian, this Thunder Tribulation is still not enough. Yi Tian held the spear of the God of Hell and threw it fiercely at the Thunder God of War, instantly penetrating the opponent and annihilating the rules of thunder on the opponent. The 20th Thunder Tribulation has passed. Only the last Thunder Robbery remains. Yi Tian said lightly, as long as he has passed the last Thunder Tribulation, he is equivalent to passing the Thunder Tribulation of the Master Realm and officially becomes a real Master-level powerhouse. Soon, the 21st Thunder Tribulation came. This time, Yi Tian didn't choose to attack, because he knew very well that with his combat power, the 21st Thunder Tribulation still wouldn't have any effect on him, and he could instantly annihilate the opponent. Because at 29, he wanted to test the defensive effect of his ancient well, the source of chaos. Boom, the power of the Chaos Tao descended and turned into a vision of the Tao, the ancient well of chaos origin of the origin realm, and the fragments of the origin well attached to it were lifelike, as if the real origin well was reborn. The next moment, the Thunder God of War, transformed into the 21st Thunder Tribulation, rushed over, launching a fatal strike and bombarding Yi Tian's chaotic origin ancient well. However, the ancient well, the source of chaos, only trembled a little, and the Thunder God of War collapsed. This Thunder God of War has a full-strength strike and a full-strength strike that is comparable to the weaker Heavenly Venerate. If some powerful sons of the era use some life-saving cards or forbidden techniques, they will not be killed and should be able to survive. However, the 12th Cosmos era among the sons of the era, there are also a few who are against the sky, and I am afraid that less than 30% can really survive the Master-level Thunder Tribulation. Yi Tian judged. The Thunder Tribulation was over, and the Thunder Tribulation cloud dissipated. Yi Tian sat cross-legged and continued to stabilize the foundation. It didn't take long for Yi Tian's cultivation to be completely stable at the first rank of domination. It's time to go back. Yi Tian took the spaceship, shuttled back to the Holy City, and then went into retreat. With his talent, there is no bottleneck from dominating the First Order to the Ninth Order peak, and as long as the resources are sufficient, he will soon be able to dominate the Ninth Order peak. Therefore, Yi Tian will naturally not waste time, and he must raise his cultivation to the peak of the Ninth Order Master as soon as possible, that is, the Ultimate Master. There is a big gap between the First Order Master and the Ninth Rank Master. Once the cultivation base is improved, Yi Tian's combat power is beyond the table. Besides, he still has many aspects to improve, so naturally he can't waste time in the next few days. At the same time, the news of Yi Tian's breakthrough to the Master gradually spread out. And with Yi Tian's breakthrough, Tianj's prestige naturally rose higher and higher. Although it was still unable to match the old Master-level forces, it was enough to be on an equal footing with ordinary Master-level forces. Moreover, in terms of high-end power, Tianj makes other dominant level forces despair. After all, Yi Tian alone is enough to sweep the Dominion rank, and no Dominion rank can compare to Yi Tian. And those who are more curious, are calculating Yi Tian's combat power, compare Yi Tian with Heavenly Venerate. Some people think that Yi Tian can fight with Tianzun, but some people think that the gap between the Master and Tianzun is too big. Anyone who can become Tianzun is the real genius of the human race. It will take some time for Yi Tian to leapfrog and fight. However, the upper echelons of the human race have a deeper understanding of Yi Tian's combat power. Kunwu Palace. Kunwu Supreme had just returned from the Abyss of Destruction, heard the news of Yi Tian's promotion to the Master, and muttered, Yi Tian surpassed the top master's combat power at the level of the universe god, second only to the weaker Tianzun, and now he breaks through. When you reach the realm of domination, it will not take long for you to improve your cultivation to the ultimate domination level. If you improve some secret techniques and exercises, your combat power will definitely be comparable to that of the top heavenly venerate, and you may be able to hit the supreme level of combat power. This is his biggest evaluation of Yi Tian. In history, there are still rulers who are comparable to the heavenly venerate, but none of them are comparable to the supreme. But Yi Tian's talent is too heaven-defying, so Kunwu Supreme has such an idea. Holy City, Heavenly Pavilion. It took Yi Tian several decades and the time to accelerate, to raise the cultivation base to the ultimate dominance, and it has been steadily improved, and the foundation of each small level is extremely solid. Afterwards, he began to practice the 18 golden body art. The secret technique of the 18 golden body art is very easy to use. There are not only those who surpass the 18 golden body art in the inheritance of the 12 universe era, but Yi Tian's current physique is more in line with the 18 golden body art. It has been set, and naturally it will not be easily changed. Moreover, his real trump card is the Chaos Golden Desolation art, and the 18 golden body art is just a foil, so it doesn't matter whether it is changed or not. In a time-accelerating environment, he spent decades perfecting the 15th and 16th sets of the 18 golden body techniques, raising his physical body to an extremely terrifying level, and then continuing to improve. The 8th layer of the Chaos Golden Desolate art. However, the 8th level of the Chaos Golden Desolation art is very difficult to cultivate. Even if there are those resources from the source world, 120 can't raise the 8th layer of the Chaos Golden Desolation art to a very high level for a while. Therefore, Yi Tian focused his cultivation on other aspects, such as the unique knowledge of the Tao of the Blade, the true skills of chaos, the 5th form of the heavenly astral warfare, and the realm of the Chaos Tao. As for magical powers, Yi Tian is now at a limit. He has now cultivated both time and space supernatural powers to the perfect state. Although he can practice more time and space supernatural powers, he has not substantially improved his own strength. Unless he can comprehend higher-level supernatural powers, there is no higher-level supernatural powers in the universe, and great supernatural powers are the limit. There may be higher-level supernatural powers above the great supernatural powers, but there are none in the universe, but the supernatural powers can be integrated to create stronger supernatural powers. My time talent and space talent have been integrated. If I can create the supernatural power of time and space is absolutely powerful, but this step is too difficult. If you combine the 12 talents and merge them into the chaotic talent to create the supernatural power of chaos, the strength will change even more, but this step is even more difficult. I am afraid I try it after you become a transcendental one. Yi Tian thought to himself. He won't be too ambitious, it will only slow down his progress. I should be qualified to take the flower of the immortal Lin from the source realm now. Yi Tian thought. Chapter 762 The Division of Combat Power above Tianzun. The flower of immortal Lin is a rare elixir from the source world. Its value is difficult to estimate. It may be of little use to other cultivators in the universe, because other cultivators have not broken the limitations of the universe, and it is difficult to improve the physical body. For Yi Tian, his physical body can be cultivated, so the value of the flower of immortal Lin is too high for him. Yi Tian has now cultivated the 15th and 16th movements of the 18 golden body Ju to the perfect state, and the 8th layer exercises of the Chaos Golden Desolate art have been slow to progress, so it is difficult to continue to improve the physical strength, and the flower of the immortal Lin is a hope, an opportunity for him to improve again in the ultimate domination. Yi Tian took out the flower of immortal Lin, swallowed it in one gulp, and began to refine the medicinal power of the flower of immortal Lin. Boom! A terrifying power erupted, frantically tempering Yi Tian's body that was tempered to the extreme. If other people can't bear such terrifying power at all, even Tianzun can't bear it, only the Supreme can use the power of the Supreme to block this power, but there is no way to refine it. This is the horror of the flower of immortal Lin. What a terrifying medicinal effect, and my fleshly body has been improved to the extreme. Unless the Chaos Golden Desolation art is improved, it will be difficult to improve the physical strength, but the medicinal power of the flower of immortal Lin has tempered my fleshly body again. Moreover, the level of life is slowly improving. Yi Tian was very excited. The level of life is extremely important to him. He is now at the 7th order life level, but he is only in the early stage of the 7th order. Compared with the 7th order ultimate life level creatures, there is still a big gap. In the cosmos, being able to raise the level of life to the 7th level is already a matter of luck, and it is very difficult to raise one step further. Yi Tian only expected that when he broke through to the realm of heavenly venerate, he would be able to raise the level of life again. Just a small step. Unexpectedly, the flower of immortal Lin helped him accomplish this goal. According to Yi Tian's estimation, this immortal Lin flower is expected to advance his life level to the middle stage of the 7th order. Time goes by day. 1 year later, Yi Tian finally exhausted the medicinal power of the flower of immortal Lin. At this time, his life level has reached the middle stage of the 7th order, which is definitely far superior to other cultivators. Even the master of the ancient times is estimated to be only the life level of the 6th order peak. Perhaps, he is the only 7th order being among the cultivators in the universe. In addition to the level of life, his physical strength has increased by 20%, which doesn't seem to be much, but it has been increased by 20% to an almost limit level, which is quite remarkable. And now, Yi Tian has truly realized the terrifying effect of the Chaos Golden Desolate art. Even the heaven-defying treasures such as the Flower of Immortal Lin can only boost his physical strength by 20%, while the Chaos Golden Desolation art can continuously push his physical limit many times. Such an effect is too terrifying. The value of the Chaos Golden Desolation art even exceeds the value of the entire human race, and even the entire Protoss. Yi Tian guessed. However, these sky-defying exercises came from chaos, and he couldn't give it to others because of his oath. Let's end the retreat for the time being. I'm currently in a bottleneck period, other aspects will not improve quickly, and there is no way to quickly improve my strength. Go to the Supreme Hall of Human Race and ask Kunwu Supreme about the situation of the Destruction Abyss. With a single thought, Yi Tian's incarnation went to the Supreme Hall of the Human Race. Soon, Yi Tian met with Kunwu Supreme. This time, Kunwu Supreme felt a slight threat from Yi Tian's body, and of course it was only a hint of danger. In terms of real strength, Yi Tian was naturally far from Kunwu Supreme's opponent. Yi Tian, your strength has improved a lot, even I feel a slight threat. Kunwu Supreme said with a smile. Kunwu Supreme is joking, my strength is still far behind, I came to learn about the situation about the Abyss of Destruction. Yi Tian said. As soon as Kunwu Supreme heard the Abyss of Destruction, he immediately became dignified and said, the Supremes of the 12th Universe era used half a piece of Chaos Supreme treasure to suppress the origin of the universe, and the origin of the universe does not suppress the Abyss of Destruction now, so we can only seal the Abyss of Destruction. Right now, the Abyss of Destruction has been sealed, but it cannot be completely sealed. Those Destruction Kings are still impacting the seal. They may not be able to rush out, but they can send some destruction creatures out, so there has been a lot of supreme suppression there. Judging from the current situation, there is no good solution. However, the Supremes of the 12th Universe era promise that they will find a way to solve this matter. Hey, if our strength is not too weak, how could we be caught by the 12th Universe era? The Supremes lead by the nose. Yi Tian also nodded helplessly. In terms of strength, the Supremes of the 12th Cosmos era are indeed too powerful. They gathered the most powerful Supremes of the 12th Cosmos era, and now this Cosmos era is only in the early and middle stages, and this era belongs to the weak new era. In the cosmic era, the supreme beings born are naturally not strong, and without the accumulation of time, they are unable to compete with the supreme beings of the 12 cosmic eras. When I step into the realm of heavenly venerate, I may be able to change this situation, but the dual universe detachment plan has already begun, and the origin of the universe has been suppressed. Even if I reach the realm of heavenly venerate, I will instantly have the combat power that surpasses that of the ancient master. There is a way to stop the suppression of the chaos treasure. And, it won't be too long, once the two universes collide, nothing can stop it. 1. Yi Tian sighed secretly. Yi Tian chatted with Kunwu Supreme for a long time and got a general understanding of the basic situation. Suddenly, Kunwu Supreme said, Yi Tian, do you have a basic understanding of your current combat power? Yi Tian shook his head. I don't know, my strength has improved too fast, and I haven't had too many fights with Tianzun. There is no general judgment, but it is very simple for me to kill ordinary Tianzun. I have a way to test your general combat power. Kunwu Supreme said. Oh, how? Yi Tian was curious. There is a Hunyuan pagoda in Hunyuan Sacred Mountain, which is the supreme treasure that Hunyuan Supreme found from a ruin. It can test the combat power of the powers above Tianzun. Today's universe divides the combat power above Tianzun into many grades. They are the 5th grade Tianzun, the 4th grade Tianzun, the 3rd grade Tianzun, the 2nd grade Tianzun, and the 1st grade Tianzun. The 1st grade Tianzun is the ultimate Tianzun next to the supreme level. Above the first grade Tianzun is the supreme combat power, and the supreme level is also divided into 5 levels, which are also the 5th supreme, the 4th supreme, the 3rd supreme, the 2nd supreme and the 1st supreme. In today's universe, most supreme beings are the 5th supreme and the 4th supreme. It can be called the powerful supreme, the 3rd level supreme can be called the top level supreme. And I am the 4th level extreme powerful supreme, second only to the top level supreme. Yuan Zhijun cherishes his life very much, the main body has never shot, all of them are clones, and his strongest clone is only the 4th class supreme, get it? The first god of the gods is the top 3rd class supreme. Kunwu Supreme Road. What about the 2nd class supreme? Do all races have such a supreme? Yi Tian asked Ren. Currently there is none. Kunwu Supreme shook his head. Unless there is a breakthrough between the first god and the first devil, the 2nd class supreme will be born. Most of those supremes in the 12 universe eras are 2nd class supremes, and the 8 or 9 most terrifying supremes such as the Golden Light Supreme and the Lord of Primordial Ancients are the 1st class supremes, which can easily kill a group of 3rd class supremes, and even a look can kill a 4th class supreme like me. This moment, Yi Tian finally has a clear understanding of the division of combat power above Tianzun, and such a division is obviously a top secret. Once it spreads, it will make many human races despair. After all, the supreme human race is too weak. It is precisely because of this that the human race has blocked these divisions from the practitioners below the heavenly venerate. Yi Tian, let's go, I'll take you to the primordial pagoda in Yuanshan Mountain to test your strength. Kunwu Supreme Tao, Chapter 763, First Class Heavenly Venerate Combat Power. Hunyuan Mountain, Yi Tian and Kunwu Supreme came here. He used to come here once, and now he comes again. For the first time, Hunyuan Supreme, the owner of Hunyuan Sacred Mountain, appeared. Of course, it was only his clone that appeared. Kunwu Supreme, Yi Tian, welcome to Hunyuan Divine Mountain as a guest. Hunyuan Supreme laughed. Kunwu Supreme said directly, Hunyuan Supreme, Yi Tian wants to enter the primordial tower to test his combat power. Oh, to test the combat power, yes, I also want to know what level Yi Tian can achieve when he has stepped into the ultimate level of dominance. Supreme Primordial said. Thank you Hunyuan Supreme, Yi Tian said politely. Let's go, I'll take you to the primordial tower. Hunyuan Supreme Road. The three moved to the front of the primordial tower, and Yi Tian immediately entered the primordial tower. The Hunyuan Tower is usually not opened, because it takes energy to open the Hunyuan Tower. Now Yi Tian has entered the Hunyuan Tower, and the opening of the Hunyuan Tower has attracted the attention of many people in Hunyuan Mountain. In particular, the appearance of the two Supremes, Hunyuan Supreme and Kunwu Supreme, in front of the Hunyuan Pagoda immediately aroused the shock of many people in the Hunyuan Mountain. Shish! The universe gods, masters and gods of Hunyuan Shenshin appeared in front of the Hunyuan Pagoda. The disciple has seen the supreme being of 120 yuan, and the supreme being of Kunwu. The disciple has seen the supreme Hunyuan and the supreme Kunwu. The disciple has seen the supreme Hunyuan and the supreme Kunwu. 1. Suddenly, a huge figure appeared, and the others shouted, I have seen the mountain master. The Lord of Hunyuan Divine Mountain appeared, and he was also the son of Hunyuan Supreme. Father, is the primordial tower opened? Hunyuan Shenshin Mountain Master asked curiously. Yes, Yi Tian, the master of all methods, came here to test his combat power. Hunyuan Supreme Road. Yi Tian, so it is. The master of Hunyuan Divine Mountain knows it. Father, Grandpa, a beautiful figure suddenly appeared, jumping over in the void. Girl Exener, you are here. Hunyuan Supreme looked at the woman with doting eyes and said. This woman is Li Xiner, the young master of Primordial Divine Mountain, the young master who once entered the small world of chaos with Yi Tian. At the beginning, she was only at the level of a great god, but now she is in the realm of the universe god. Grandpa, Father, I heard that the primordial tower is open. HMPH, I said before that I wanted to enter the primordial tower to make a foray. CJFI, you are not happy, how did you open it this time? Li Xiner said angrily. Yi Tian, the master of all methods, is here to test his combat power. As for you, you are only in the realm of the universe god. What are you doing in the primordial tower? You can't even get to the first floor. Opening the primordial tower for you is a waste of resources. The mountain master of Yuanshan Mountain directly hit the road. Ah, Yi Tian is here. He has reached the realm of domination, so fast. Li Xiner was surprised. Hunyuan Supreme nodded. Grandpa, what floor do you think Yi Tian can pass through? Li Xiner asked curiously. This is hard to say. Supreme Primordial said with a smile. Passing through the first floor is equivalent to having the combat power of the 5th class Heavenly Venerate, and passing through the 5th floor is equivalent to having the 1st class Heavenly Venerate combat power. The 6th floor is equivalent to possessing the 5th level Supreme Combat Power. Yi Tian's talent is extremely rare, and his combat power is naturally not comparable to ordinary geniuses, but I don't really understand what level his strength can reach. Kunwu Supreme, you are most familiar with Yi Tian, what level do you think Yi Tian's combat power can reach? Hunyuan Supreme didn't want to make random evaluations, so he threw this topic directly to Kunwu Supreme. If Kunwu Supreme said wrong, it would have nothing to do with him. Kunwu Supreme took a look at Hunyuan Supreme. Knowing Hunyuan Supreme's plan, he smiled slightly and didn't care. He opened his mouth and said, I think Yi Tian should be able to break through the 5th floor, that is, the 1st class Heavenly Venerate battle power. Kunwu Supreme, your evaluation is too high. Primordial was surprised. Every level of Tianzun is very difficult to cross. Yi Tian has not become the master for a long time. You think he is expected to step into the 1st class Tianzun combat power? Hunyuan Supreme, this is my lowest estimate, maybe. Kunwu Supreme did not continue to speak. He was afraid that if he said that guess, everyone present would be stunned. Inside the Hunyuan Tower, Yi Tian is fighting with 5 transformed warriors on the 1st floor. These 5 warriors have various special talents, and they complement each other without any loopholes. Therefore, it is not realistic to rely on loopholes to defeat them. Only by relying on real strength can they be defeated. This is also the reason why the combat power can be accurately tested. Yi Tian fought with them for a few minutes first, looked at their fighting style, and after understanding them, he stopped wasting time, killed them with one blow, and crossed the 1st floor. Then, Yi Tian came to the 2nd floor, where he also met 5 warriors. The 5 warriors on the 2nd floor are naturally very powerful, and all of them are second only to the 4th tier Heavenly Venerate in combat power. If they are united, only the 4th tier Heavenly Venerate's combat strength is expected to defeat them. Yi Tian didn't waste time, easily defeated them and entered the 3rd floor. Outside world, someone was surprised and said, the Lord of all Laws has broken into the 3rd floor, and now he is at least a 4th class Heavenly Venerate. Has Yi Tian become so powerful? Li Shinner was really hit. Her strength has also improved very fast, and with the resources provided by the primordial mountain, and the primordial who is often the first supreme human race as a mentor, the gap between her and Yi Tian is getting bigger and bigger. The 4th floor, Yi Tian has entered the 4th floor. Hunyuan Supreme's expression moved. Breaking into the 4th floor so quickly proves that Yi Tian's strength is definitely not limited to the 4th floor. Could it be that Yi Tian really has a combat power comparable to the 1st class Heavenly Venerate? Kunwu Supreme thought so. Time passed slowly, and suddenly the 5th floor of Hunyuan Pagoda radiated light, which proved that Yi Tian broke into the 5th floor. The 5th floor, once you have crossed it, you are the 1st class Heavenly Venerate combat power. Even in our primordial divine mountain, for a long time, there are only a handful of powerhouses who have the 1st class Heavenly Venerable combat strength or above. Hunyuan Supreme sighed. Yi Tian's growth rate is too fast, even he was far inferior to Yi Tian. After a while, the light on the 5th floor dimmed, and the light on the 6th floor lit up. At this moment, Kunwu Supreme laughed, primordial eyes widened, and many powerhouses in primordial divine mountain were dumbfounded. Yi Tian, he really has a 1st class Heavenly Venerate battle power. Li Shinner covered her mouth and was stunned. In the eyes of everyone, Yi Tian should fail soon. After all, if you want to break through the 6th floor, you must have the combat power of the 5th class Supreme. Master has supreme combat power, is this possible? Impossible. At this time, the 6th floor of the Hunyuan Tower. Yi Tian fell into a hard fight. Chapter 764 The 5th class Supreme Combat Power. Heavenly Venerate and Supreme Being seem to be a big realm, but they are 2 battle power realms with a large span. 10 first-class celestial beings can't beat a 5th-ranking Supreme. It is very difficult to step from the celestial to the Supreme level. It can even be said that most of the celestial beings will not be able to step into the Supreme level in their entire lives. In the universe, only those Supreme Highnesses are expected to enter the Supreme Realm, and there is still hope, not all of them can enter the Supreme Realm. Of course, nothing is absolute. Some non-Supreme Highnesses, if they have an amazing chance, can also cross the limit and eventually become Supreme, but such geniuses are rare. Moreover, even in the realm of Tianzun, it is very rare in the human race. Hunyuan Shenshin is the largest supreme power in the human race, but the powerhouses above the realm of Tianzun do not exceed 2 digits, and there are only 3 supreme. Yi Tian was able to break through the 5th floor of the primordial pagoda, which was beyond the expectations of others, but he wanted to try to break through the 6th floor and attack the 5th level supreme level combat power. Once he really broke through, it would be absolutely terrifying. Boom boom boom. Yi Tian was constantly fighting with the 5 warriors on the 5th floor of the primordial pagoda. Relying on the sky-defying defense and the extremely strong attacking power, he forcibly resisted the besieging and killing of these 5 warriors. Time passes little by little. Outside, everyone was short of breath. Because, they thought that Yi Tian would come out from the primordial pagoda soon, but now a long time has passed, and Yi Tian has not come out yet. The primordial pagoda will not die, which means that Yi Tian has been fighting on the 6th floor of the primordial pagoda. The 6th floor of the Hunyuan pagoda represents the 5th class supreme. Yi Tian has persisted on the 6th floor of the primordial pagoda for so long. The mountain master of Hunyuan Shenshin was stunned. From this point of view, even if Yi Tian didn't reach the supreme level of combat power, he was at least half a step supreme. If Yi Tian really broke through the 6th floor of the primordial pagoda, wouldn't it be equivalent to having a 5th class supreme combat power, and he was only a 5th class supreme combat power? Thinking of this, the mountain master of Hunyuan Shenshin was shocked. He has been cultivating for a long time, and he has the father of primordial, the first supreme of the human race, plus a superior environment and strong inheritance. It took him a long time to get to this point. But now Yi Tian has only cultivated for such a short period of time, and he has reached this step, which is simply too exciting. Boom! The aura of primordial suddenly enveloped the entire primordial mountain, and he said, "Today's matter, all disciples of primordial Shenshin are not allowed to divulge, and all make an oath." Kunwu Supreme understands what Hunyuan Supreme has so many intentions, and that is to protect Yi Tian. In case Yi Tian's current combat power is leaked out, in case it arouses the jealousy of those supreme beings in the 12th Cosmos era, Yi Tian might be assassinated. The Supremes of the 12th Cosmos era did not dare to slaughter the Supremes, but if they only assassinated one lord, it would not affect their plans. In order to avoid this situation, primordial will naturally conceal Yi Tian's combat power, even if he can't hide it for a long time, but one day is one day. The combat power beyond the top supreme. At that time, the human race will have a terrifying supreme being in charge, which may be directly comparable to the status of the god race and demon race, and will also have a bit of confidence to compete with the supremes of the 12th Cosmos era. Yes, the disciples of Primordial Divine Mountain responded one after another. There are not many disciples of Hunyuan Divine Mountain, and they have orders from Hunyuan Supreme, and they all start to swear. No one can hide from Hunyuan Supreme, and they all swear honestly, otherwise once they are discovered by Hunyuan Supreme, it will not be a simple punishment. Even the Lord of Hunyuan Divine Mountain and the Supreme Kunwu made an oath, and of course the Supreme Lord of Hunyuan himself. Several hours passed, and suddenly the light on the 6th floor of the Primordial Pagoda dimmed. "It's time to come out," Hunyuan Supreme said lightly. But suddenly, his pupils shrank sharply. "I saw that the 7th floor of the Hunyuan Tower was shining brightly, and Yi Tian entered the 7th floor of the Hunyuan Tower. What this means, everyone knows very well. Yi Tian has a 5th class supreme combat power," Kunwu Supreme said with a hoarse throat and a very shocked tone. Hunyuan Supreme and Kunwu Supreme looked at each other, both of them couldn't believe it, but the Hunyuan Pagoda would not fake it. Yi Tian did have the combat power of the 5th class supreme. The human race gave birth to a new supreme. Hunyuan Supreme and Kunwu Supreme laughed. They have already imagined what kind of combat power Yi Tian will have after becoming the realm of heavenly venerate. Click. The primordial pagoda was closed, and an embarrassed figure appeared. It was Yi Tian. Obviously, Yi Tian failed to get past the 7th floor of the primordial pagoda, but was quickly defeated. In this regard, Hunyuan Supreme and Kunwu Supreme are not surprised at all. If Yi Tian can pass the 7th floor, then it is worth it. After all, even Kunwu Supreme has only passed the 7th floor. Yi Tian now only dominates the realm, and the training time is too short. If he crosses the 7th floor, the Supremes will be ashamed and commit suicide. Ask for flowers. Congratulations, Yi Tian, you have passed the 6th floor of the Primordial Pagoda, possessed the 5th class supreme combat power, and become the supreme master of all methods. However, your current strength is still very weak, and it is comparable to those of the 12th universe era. Compared with the Supreme, the gap is too big, and the strength should be hidden in front of you. Hunyuan Supreme reminded. Clear, Yi Tian nodded. Afterwards, Yi Tian, Kunwu Supreme, and Hunyuan Supreme were discussing Taoism in the Hunyuan Temple in Hunyuan Sacred Mountain. This discussion of Taoism gave Kunwu Supreme and Hunyuan Supreme a great shock. They thought that Yi Tian was not high on the Tao and various rules. After all, Yi Tian didn't practice for a long time. But in a word, Yi Tian's description of many great principles and understanding of various rules is too profound, and even surpasses the two of them in some aspects. 0. Therefore, in this discussion of Taoism, both Kunwu Supreme and Hunyuan Supreme have gained a lot, and the one who has gained the most is naturally Yi Tian. Although Yi Tian sucked a trace of the origin of the universe and a lot of well water, but he did not digest it, and through the sermons of the Supreme Kun and the Supreme, he entered into his own understanding of the Tao. After the discourse is over, Yi Tian opened his mouth and said, Kunwu Supreme, Hunyuan Supreme, I don't know if you have a sword like Supreme Treasure, I want to trade with you. I don't have a knives Xian Treasure, Kunwu Supreme shook his head. I have, Hunyuan Supreme said. I once got a sword like Xian Supreme Treasure, but its value is very high, what can you exchange for it, Yi Tian? Original well water, originating well water from the origin realm, enables people to have a deeper understanding of the origin rules of the universe, and even allows people to practice various great supernatural powers without resorting to the scriptures of heaven, and even to the perfect state. Its value should not be lower than the Xian Supreme Treasure. Yi Tian said seriously. What, the source of well water, you got it in the source world? Kunwu Supreme was shocked. He also knew the existence of the source well water, but the source well was extremely rare in the source world, and there must be powerful source beasts to kill near the source well. At that time, how did Yi Tian, who was only in the universe God realm, get the source well water? Therefore, they did not think that Yi Tian had Yuanyuan well water in his hands before. Yes, I got a lot of source well water, I wonder if Hunyuan Supreme is willing to trade? Yi Tian asked. Naturally willing to trade, Hunyuan Supreme responded quickly, for fear that Yi Tian would go back on it. Chapter 765 Unknown and Mysterious Master. After some bargaining, Yi Tian finally exchanged 3 tons of Yuanyuan well water for a Xian Supreme Treasure of Hunyuan Supreme. And Kunwu Supreme also needs the source well water very much, and he also takes good care of Yi Tian, so Yi Tian also took out 3 tons of source well water and traded with him a defensive Supreme Treasure. With these source well water, Kunwu Supreme and Hunyuan Supreme may be expected to go further. This time, strictly speaking, Yi Tian lost money. Although Xian Supreme Treasure is rare, it is not absent in the universe, and some kind of refiner master in the universe who is proficient in refining can even create Xian Supreme Treasure, just need to find materials that can forge Xian Supreme Treasure. Therefore, Xian Supreme Treasures are valuable, but if other Supreme Treasures such as Yuanyuan Jingshui and other legendary treasures are obtained, it is impossible to trade them. Therefore, Yuanyuan well water is priceless, Xian Supreme Treasure is valuable, Yi Tian trading with Yuanyuan well water is undoubtedly a loss-making business. However, Yi Tian really needs the Xian Supreme Treasure now. He wants to create another deity. The second deity was originally cultivated by the pseudo-top treasure combined with the talent of the deity. The potential is limited, and now he can only hide in the barren world to dominate. Once he leaves the barren world, he is nothing. Therefore, he needs a supreme treasure to cultivate the third deity, so that the third deity cultivated can reach the supreme combat power, can help Yi Tian solve many troubles, and can even pretend to be the deity to attract firepower. If someone really wants to deal with him, the third deity can lead out enemies and save his life. This time, he really wanted to train 120 to raise a third deity, or even a fourth deity, with strong combat power. And he is not short of resources, which is enough to produce a few supreme level clones. Afterwards, Yi Tian and Kunwu Supreme left the primordial mountain. After Yi Tian returned to the holy city Tianj, he began to retreat and cultivate the third deity. The supreme treasure he chose was naturally the sword-like supreme treasure. And Yi Tian's achievements in the Tao of the Blade are no less than those of the top Tao of the Blade Supreme. In addition, Yi Tian also cultivated the fourth deity at the same time, and the Xian Supreme Treasure he chose was the defensive Xian Supreme Treasure, so the defense power of the fourth deity cultivated in this way would be extremely against the sky. Fortunately, Yi Tian has obtained a lot of resources in the source world, so there is no need to worry about the lack of resources. Time passed slowly, the third deity and the fourth deity were cultivated one by one, and they began to cultivate under the control of Yi Tian. Moreover, the two deities are growing at an extremely fast speed. However, Yi Tian attaches great importance to the foundation of the two deities, and will not squeeze the potential like the second deity. Yi Tian's second deity was just for the purpose of growing to the realm of heavenly venerate as soon as possible, so as to refine the barren master order, so he didn't care about potential issues. The second deity belonged to a clone that could be thrown away at any time. But the third deity and the fourth deity really want to cultivate to the real top level, so naturally, they should be more careful. Just like that, thousands of years have passed. In this 10,000 years, the third and fourth deities have reached the ultimate dominance, and they are only one step away from the realm of Tianzun. Yi Tian can let the third and fourth deities step into Tianzun at any time, but for the sake of the two deities the foundation is therefore slow, and I want to allow the two deities to accumulate enough information to be promoted. The third deity and the fourth deity have made great progress, and Yi Tian himself has also made great progress. In these 10,000 years, Yi Tian has perfected the fifth form of the heavenly gang tactics, and has also practiced the eighth layer of the chaos golden desolate art to the realm of small achievement. This has cost him a lot of resources, and he is almost about to lose his origin. Those resources that the world has acquired are exhausted. In addition to these two aspects, Yi Tian's biggest improvement is that he has once again created a true skill, which is a brand new true skill of the Tao of the Blade and the true skill of chaos. Chaotic Source / Chaotic Origin / was almost a move that Yi Tian had brought out to the greatest extent, exhausting his spiritual light over the years, and adding a series of coincidences to create this move, and it was a real unique move. Yi Tian's current combat power is the 5th level supreme combat power, while the Chaotic Origin / is a unique move that can reach the 4th level supreme combat power, but after performing this move, his power will be exhausted by nearly 30%, less than this move must not be used at critical moments. Except, Yi Tian has also tempered his soul to the extreme of soul reverence, and there is no defect in his soul. I've made so much progress, but unfortunately I still can't reach the 4th level supreme combat power. According to estimates, I should now be equivalent to the middle stage of the 5th level supreme combat power. If I add the Chaotic Origin / it is enough to threaten the top 5th level supreme combat power, level combat power. But only to deal with those top 5th level supreme level combat power powerhouses with core life-saving ability. 1. Yi Tian estimated, at his current level, every step is very difficult, and the time spent in the future will be in units of 10,000 years. Just when Yi Tian was still thinking about the slow progress, something happened all over the universe. Blood Kang Star Territory. Here is a star field of the Blood Clan of the Cosmos. The son of the 12th Cosmos era, Feng Min, entered a strange and secret world and found a lot of good things. However, he encountered another master in this secret world. As the son of Era, Feng Min's combat power is not weak, and he is considered to be the best among the sons of Era. Although he is not a sky-defying person, his potential is undoubtedly expected to become a second-class supreme. However, he is now staring very solemnly at the strange master in front of him, and he feels the threat from the other party. "Who are you?" Feng Min asked coldly. If it is the son of the Era of the same faction, he can't not know it, and there is only one son of the Era of the 10,000 clan, that is Yi Tian, and the ruler in front of him is definitely not Yi Tian. Therefore, he is now very confused about the identity of the person in front of him. "Little native, are you qualified to know my name?" The man despised. What? Feng Min was extremely annoyed that someone dared to despise him, and it has always been only right for him to despise others. "You are dead." Feng Min was furious, and he unleashed an astonishing supernatural power, Jutian Fengru. However, a surprising scene happened. The man just hit him with a light punch, instantly breaking his supernatural powers, and then punching through his defenses, annihilating nearly 60% of his body. So strong. Feng Min's pupils shrank sharply, feeling the threat of death. Immediately, he was about to cast a secret treasure to escape, but the man cast a spell to block the void, and even his extremely rare secret treasure could not be activated. "Although your honor asked me to wait and not cause trouble, but you dare to take action against me, it is simply courting death." The man punched again. The power of this punch was far more terrifying than the previous punch, killing Feng Min in an instant. This is the son of the eternal era as mentioned by the Lord. It is too weak, and it can only be regarded as ordinary in the chaos. If there are only such geniuses in the universe, can I, Harmon, be able to cut? The young Harmon laughed, but immediately he became solemn again. "According to the division of this universe, I now dominate the realm, and there are Tianzun, Supreme, and Tianzun realm above the Master. I am not afraid, but those Supremes are not I can provoke now. Come, this world has been around for tens of thousands of years, and the recovery speed of the cultivation base is a little slow. I wonder how the others are recovering." It's time to leave. Killing a son of an era, presumably those Supremes should know, and I can't meet those Supremes for the time being. With that said, Harmon left. After leaving, he disturbed the time and space here. Fengmin has fallen. Han Ling Supreme sensed Feng Min's fall, frowned, and immediately calculated it, but found that it could not be calculated. As a second-class Supreme in the 12-universe era, although her status is not as good as that of the Primordial Lord and other Supremes, she can also occupy a place among many Supremes, and the son of Fengmin era is one of her direct disciples and is a very optimistic about the direct disciple. But now, Feng Min was killed. Who did it? Cold Spirit Supreme was very annoyed. For the first time, she thought of some heavenly venerates or Supremes among the 10,000 races. In her opinion, it is impossible for the Era Supreme and the Supremes in the 12 Cosmos era to kill Feng Min. It can only be done by those heavenly venerates or Supremes of all races, but how dare they? Swish! The Supreme Cold Spirit left the customs and went to the place where Feng Min fell. Soon, she came to the secret realm in the Shuikang Xingyu, and found the remnant of Feng Min after his fall. But when she wanted to reverse the time and space and search for a scene in the past, she could not see the existence of the enemy, and the time and space were erased by others. Damn, could it be that the first-class Supreme shot blocked the time and space? No, how could the 10,000 races have a first-class Supreme? Either some special Supreme treasures blocked or disturbed the time and space. Cold Spirit Supreme guessed. Although Feng Min's death was a small matter, it represented a signal. If she didn't find out, she would not be reconciled. Immediately, she contacted the Supreme Lord and other Supreme beings. When the Han Ling Supreme said the matter, it immediately attracted the attention of the Supremes such as the Lord of Primordial Ancient. Afterwards, the Supremes such as the Lord of Primordial Antiquity, Jingguang Supreme, Shillong Supreme, etc. also came here. Lord of Primordial Ancients, please make the decision. Feng Min's death must not be like this. The Cold Spirit Supreme begged for the way. Who did it? Asked the Lord of Primordial Antiquity. I can't find it out. Supreme Cold Spirit shook his head. Can't find it. The Lord of Primordial Ancient frowned, and immediately he personally checked the time and space, but he couldn't find the trace of the enemy, as if the other party was not in the time and space at all. Master of Primordial Antiquity, you can't find out. Cold Spirit Supreme was surprised. The Ancient Master guessed. I am the top first-class Supreme, even if I am the same first-class Supreme. Don't try to completely cover up time and space, and the time and space-like Supreme treasures in the universe can't completely cover up time and space. According to my guess, one is that the person has a time and space-like Xeon treasure, and the fate of that person is not in time and space, and it is difficult to explore. 1. Then what? Cold Spirit Supreme frowned. Cause and Effect Supreme, it's up to you. The Lord of Primordial Ancient looked at the other Supreme. This Karma Supreme has achieved an amazing achievement on the Tao of Karma. Cause and effect are different from time and space. The enemy may be able to block time and space, but they cannot completely cover up karma, unless the opponent's strength far exceeds the Karma Supreme. According to the guess of the Ancient Master, the opponent's strength should not be strong. If it is a first-class Supreme, he will not care about a junior and kill the little Master Feng Min. Therefore, the fate of the other party is peculiar, and the treasure of time and space makes them unable to use time and space to track down, but they are expected to use causality to find the other party. Master of Primordial Antiquity, if I try, I may not guarantee success. After all, I am only a second-class Supreme. The Supreme Way of Cause and Effect. Immediately, the Supreme Karma began to display the great supernatural power of Karma. Because Feng Min and Karma Supreme belong to the same camp, there is a little causal relationship, and Karma Supreme is now following this causal connection to trace the existence of the enemy. Boom, the void swayed, and a causal thread spread to somewhere in the universe. In the dark, Karma Supreme saw a figure. Suddenly, a talisman stood out, turned into a blade, and cut off the line of cause and effect. The causal link is broken. The enemy cut off my causal line, and I can't find it. Karma Supreme shook his head. What? The other party can cut off your causal line? How difficult it is to cut causality. Even if it is me, it is not easy to cut off your causal line. The Ancient Master was shocked. Is the other party a first-class Supreme? No. Karma Supremacy shook his head. The other party is just a master, but the means of using it are unheard of. The means to cut off my causal line is not himself, but a spell. Master, is it Yi Tian of the human race? Asked the Lord of Primordial Ancient. No, Karma Supreme said. The other party is definitely not Yi Tian. I am very familiar with Yi Tian's breath. This person is obviously not Yi Tian, not even a human race. The breath is very strange, I can't tell. At this time, the Supreme Jin Guang said, "Everyone, just one master can block the time and space, so that we can't detect it, and it can also cut off the causal line of the supreme karma. If the 10,000 races can't do this, there will be no one among us. You can't do that, either. Golden Light Supreme, what do you want to say?" The ancient master said solemnly. I saw the Supreme Golden Light pointing his finger upwards and said, "If it came from there." Chapter 766 The Secret Realm of Honor. There, the Lord of Primordial Ancient and others knew what the Golden Light Supreme said, but their expressions changed many times. "Impossible," Shilong said. "How can a strong person in the chaos enter the universe? Such a thing has never happened in so many universe eras. If he can really come in, why waste it? So much time to work with me? What if it was precisely because of our help that the chaotic treasure suppressed the origin of the universe, so that the strong in the chaos could pay a certain price to enter the universe? This is not impossible, although I also respect that adult very much, but hard to guarantee." Jin Guang Supreme didn't say everything, but everyone understood the meaning. The Master of Primordial Ancient said, "Should I ask that Lord for instructions?" "It's not good," Jin Guang Supreme said. The Lord said, "Don't contact him if there is no important thing. If you just ask questions, it will not arouse the anger of the Lord. Besides, we still need with the help of that Lord's power, we can fight for a chance for us to detach. Even if that Lord has other plans, can I still turn against that Lord?" Many to 29 were silent. Obviously, they did not dare to turn against that Lord, at least not now. No matter what, finding that Master Feng Min's death must not be counted like this. In addition, let the sons of other eras be careful, so as not to fall out. The Master of the Ancient Times reminded. The other Supremes nodded one by one. After the other Supreme Beings left, the mad killing intent appeared on the face of the Supreme Being Cold Spirit. Her killing intent was naturally not aimed at the other Supreme Beings, but at the mysterious Master. "Dare to kill my disciple, no matter what your origins are, once I find it, you will be dead." Cold Spirit Supreme said coldly. Another frontier. Harmon looked at the starry sky and murmured, "It should have been a causal supreme who was investigating me just now. Unfortunately, the causal way of this universe is too weak. Absolutely cut. At the same time, he is also fortunate that he has found a secret realm sent by the Supreme to this universe, and obtained some amazing charms, otherwise it is impossible to cut the causal line of the Supreme Karma with his current cultivation base that dominates the limit. I have already attracted the attention of the Supreme Beings in this universe, so I have to keep a low profile. When I step into the Supreme Realm of this universe, I will not be afraid of everything. Once I become detached in this universe, I will return to chaos. Among them, I am a transcendental one, and my status is far higher than before. This is a great opportunity bestowed upon me by the Supreme Being, and we must seize it." 1. Harmon secretly said. Suddenly, he took out a compass and used a secret technique to sense it carefully. As far as he knows, Venerable has a big plan, and has arranged many secret realms outside the universe, storing a lot of good things and opportunities. When the universe expands, those secret realms will enter the universe along with the expansion of the universe. However, those secret realms are difficult to open, and they are hidden so deeply that it is difficult for even the Supremes to find those Supremes. If it wasn't for Zun Shang leaving them with a way to find it, he wouldn't even think about finding a secret realm. And this compass is the treasure he got from the last secret realm, which can speed him up to find the next secret realm. Once he has obtained multiple secret realms, his strength will improve faster. In the outside world, he himself has a realm comparable to the supreme extremity of the universe, so if he has enough resources to support him, it will not take long for him to rebuild to the supreme extremity. The only trouble is that he has to follow the way of cultivation in this universe, otherwise he will not be able to escape, so it will be delayed for a long time. Found it, Harmon rejoiced. At this moment, the compass points in one direction, and as long as you follow this direction, you can find the secret realm in a short time. Immediately, Harmon took a star shuttle to constantly travel through the starry sky to the next secret realm. Before long, he came to a territory. According to the information, this is the territory of the human race, and the next secret realm is in the human race. Harmon thought, the human race is not a powerful cosmic clan, but there are many supreme beings. If the supreme being of the human race discovers his trace, it will be troublesome. Be careful, Harmon secretly said. After entering the Terran territory, he kept a low profile, and even put away the star shuttle, carefully shuttled under the starry sky of the Terran. This day, Harmon came to one of the many star domains of the human race, Disk Domain. It's not too far, it seems that the secret realm is in Panyu. Panyu is a weaker star region of the human race. There are not many cosmic gods, and there is no master in charge. The possibility of my being discovered is close to zero. Ah, 1. Harmon said excitedly. When he entered the Panyu, he relaxed a lot and quickly approached his destination. Disk domain, Milky Way, Earth. Earth is his destination. When Harmon was about to enter the Earth, a formation appeared and sensed his presence. This formation, Harmon was a little confused. Such a small planet has such a powerful perception formation, and it can even perceive his existence. This is definitely a formation arranged by a powerhouse above the master level. How so? Harmon was puzzled. The first thought is that the secret realm has been exposed, but it is absolutely impossible to think about it carefully. There are many human beings on the Earth. He grabbed a true God-level human at will, and his consciousness entered the other party's soul to absorb the other party's memory. Soon, the origin of this planet is clear at a glance. The first genius of the universe, Yi Tian, it turns out that this planet 120 is his home planet. It seems that the formation on the Earth was arranged by him, or he arranged it by someone. Knowing the situation on Earth, Harmon breathed a sigh of relief. Apparently, someone has found this place. As for Yi Tian, he is not afraid to offend him. According to the information, Yi Tian has only just broken through to the realm of domination. For the genius of this universe, he doesn't pay attention to it at all. How is the son of the era not dead in his hands? Yi Tian, if you dare to come, I will kill you. Harmon muttered. Of course, once he killed Yi Tian, he had to leave here immediately, otherwise he would attract the supreme being of the human race. Therefore, he must take away the things in this secret realm as soon as possible. Call out. Harmon went deep into the earth, came to the Kunlun Mountains, and saw the space deep in the Kunlun Mountains, which was also the underground space where Yi Tian discovered the world tree. However, this underground space is not so simple, but the entrance to a secret realm, but Yi Tian's strength was too weak at the beginning, and he couldn't find the secret of this space at all. It's here, it should be opened in a few days. If Yi Tian comes, grab him with one move, and then destroy him after taking away the treasure. Harmon planned so. P.S. Recommend a friend's new book, Year, Greasy Old Man. Chapter 767 Harmon begs for mercy. Holy City, Heavenly Pavilion. When Yi Tian retreated, he suddenly opened his eyes. Someone on Earth touched my formation. Yi Tian said coldly. He places great importance on the Earth, which is his hometown after all. It can even be said that the importance of the Earth to him even exceeds a star field, and he will never allow anything to happen to the Earth. It is because of today that he has arranged many means on the Earth, such as not allowing the powerhouses above the true God level to stay on the Earth, and also not allowing the powerhouses above the true God level to enter the Earth. Not long ago, he returned to the Earth and personally arranged a formation with powerful rules. Even if the master level powerhouse entered the Earth, he would be sensed by this formation, and the weak master even the Earth can't get in. But now, someone touched the formation and entered the Earth. Very powerful ruler, Yi Tian muttered, and the powerful ruler of the human race basically knows that the Earth is his hometown, and will not enter the Earth rashly without his permission. But now, someone has entered. The alien ruler. Yi Tian guessed. HMPH, don't say it's the ruler, even if it's a god, if it dares to destroy the Earth, it will have to die. 1. Swish. Yi Tian left the border and rushed to the Earth of the disk domain galaxy with the fastest speed. How fast he is now, so that he will return to Earth in a short time. Boom. Yi Tian's copying talent shrouded the entire Earth, and the ability of life Tiantong was also activated. Moment. Yi Tian sensed a special existence on Earth. Sixth order life. Yi Tian's pupils shrank. He is not afraid of sixth order life, but shocked that sixth order life will appear here. There are many sixth order beings in the source world, because the source world is special, and in the main universe of the universe, sixth order beings are too rare, and most of the supreme beings are only pseudo fifth order beings. Moreover, that sixth order life is just a master. The master level has reached the sixth order life, which is no less than the one before he entered the source realm. Moreover, the aura of this ruler is very strong, much stronger than the sun of the Aurora era in the 12 universe era. This master is very unfamiliar, and it seems that he is not the son of those eras of the 12 universe era, but there is absolutely no such a heaven-defying existence among the masters of all races. Yi Tian didn't know the identity of the master, but his heart was very solemn. Once a strong man like them fights, the mere earth will be annihilated in an instant. Hope this guy is just passing by. Yi Tian looked forward. Earth. Harmon frowned when he saw Yi Tian. So fast. He was a little surprised. He thought Yi Tian would come later, but he didn't expect to come so soon. But it's just a little bit beyond my expectations, it won't affect my plan. Harmon sneered. At this time, Yi Tian said, "Why did your excellency trespass into my earth without authorization? Please make it clear, otherwise I will think this is your provocation to me." 1. A mere ruler dares to be presumptuous in front of me. Harmon said coldly. 5 fingers grabbed Yi Tian, as if to suppress a void. The terrifying rules rippled out, enough to make any master despair. However, when Harmon shot, Yi Tian also shot. Since Harmon dared to take action, he was an enemy, and he naturally wouldn't sit still. However, in order not to affect the earth, he directly used a time supernatural power, the Wheel of Time. He rarely casts the Wheel of Time, because the enemies he has encountered are weaker than him, and if the enemy is too strong, the Wheel of Time is not very useful. Unless it is an evenly matched enemy, he will cast the Wheel of Time. At this moment, Yi Tian cast the Wheel of Time, directly dragging Harmon into the cycle of time. In order to prevent Harmon from having the means to break the time cycle of the Wheel of Time, Yi Tian personally entered the time cycle and fought against Harmon in the dimension of time. Time dimension. Harmon appeared here and immediately sneered. Time is a supernatural power, but unfortunately this supernatural power can't trap me. Just when he was about to break through here, Yi Tian appeared. When Yi Tian appeared, he simply did not want to destroy the time cycle. After all, he didn't want to destroy the earth. If the secret realm changed and the secret realm was revealed, it would not be a good thing. Therefore, it is naturally better to be able to catch Yi Tian here. "You are Yi Tian, it is rumored that you are the first genius in this universe, I wonder if you can bring me a little fun." Harmon said with a smile. This person knows me, but is not afraid of me at all. Yi Tian thought a lot in his heart. Obviously, Harmon is definitely not weak, and he is not worried even if he is trapped in the time loop. This is a formidable enemy. Immediately, Yi Tian cast the Spear of Hell God and stabbed Harmon. This is a test. Puff. The Spear of Hell Shenkong ran through, and Harmon just punched out. Click. The Spear of Hell God Sky shattered, turned into space rules and escaped. But Harmon was not feeling well, and his fists trembled slightly. How can it be so strong? Harmon was shocked inwardly, but remained calm on the surface. Immediately, his eyes flashed, but he used some kind of pupil-type secret technique. What? 7th order life. Harmon was shocked. If he is at the peak, the 7th order life is nothing, because he himself is a 7th order peak life. But this is the universe, he doesn't have many resources, and the body he reincarnated is relatively ordinary. It took a lot of resources to cultivate to the late 6th order life level. It is too difficult to cultivate to the 7th order life level. What he didn't expect was that Yi Tian was actually a 7th order life. However, Yi Tian has a short cultivation time and should not be strong in other conveniences. I am now the ultimate master, but I can exert the combat power of the 1st class Heavenly Venerate, and the life-saving ability even exceeds that of the 5th class Heavenly Venerate, so there is nothing to worry about. Harmon thought to himself. The other side. Seeing that the Spear of Hell God Sky had failed to break through Harmon's defense, Yi Tian had a rough estimate in his heart. Harmon is indeed strong, but not too strong, otherwise his fists would not tremble. Quick fight. Yi Tian intense. Boom. The ancient well, the source of chaos, shrouded the whole body, the 5th style of Tiangong warfare was opened, and various talents opened. Xuanyuan slash. Yi Tian directly used his strongest move, he didn't want any accident to happen. The single blow of chaotic origin slash is enough to match the full strength blow of the 4th class supreme. Although he only has the power of one blow, he does not think that Harmon is capable of resisting chaotic origin slash. Boom. Chaotic origin slash's blade light condensed a little, tore apart the time dimension, and slashed towards Harmon. This blow even froze the time and space, and unless there was an escape method against the sky, there was no way to avoid this blow. Harmon, who had always been very indifferent, was really flustered at this moment. This blow, how is it possible? He just dominates. Harmon's pupils shrank sharply, and he looked in disbelief. He has always looked down on the so-called genius of this universe, even if Yi Tian was called the #1 genius in the universe, he didn't pay much attention to it, and even felt that capturing Yi Tian was an easy task. But now, he knew that he was wrong, and it was even outrageous. The Master Realm can display a full-strength blow that is comparable to the 4th class Supreme, this is how heaven-defying, even in the chaos, such geniuses are extremely rare. In the absence of a strong inheritance in the universe, how could such a heaven-defying genius be born? If such a genius enters chaos, wouldn't it be even more terrifying? Hun Yuan Yi Chi Talisman. God Mask. 10 Light Shields. Immortal. Harmon used all the methods in an instant, but under the blow of chaotic origin slash, they all shattered. In the end, the knife light broke through Harmon's body, completely injuring him. But Harmon's body flashed, and the injury actually stabilized. Escape. A new spell appeared in Harmon's hand, which contained the power of time. Time Blade Talisman. Break. The rules of time turned into a sharp blade, breaking this time dimension in an instant, which is equivalent to breaking the wheel of time. Next moment, Harmon is gone. Failed to kill him. 1. Yi Tian was a little surprised. This is a full-strength blow comparable to the 4th class Supreme. Few people in the realm of Tianzun can survive, but a ruler in the Harmon area has survived. This man has a great history, he cannot be allowed to live. Yi Tian said firmly. Harmon's escape technique is extremely fast, even comparable to that of the Supreme Being, but Yi Tian has life pupils and can sense a wide range of life breaths. As long as Harmon is locked, it is very difficult for Harmon to escape. Chase. Yi Tian chased the past instantly. After chasing and fleeing, the two quickly left Panyu. I got it, I can't get rid of it. Damn it, this guy is a 7th order life and has a life-like pupil. If I step into the sky, I will naturally have a way to block the ability of the life sky pupil. Maybe my treasure in the chaos is still there, it is enough to block the life of the sky, but now there is no way to block this ability. And this guy actually has a super god level time and space talent. God, there are very few such geniuses in the chaos. This guy's talent is terrible. Oh, how could such a heaven-defying existence be born in such a small universe? Harmon panicked. He has the confidence to escape from the hands of a 4th class Supreme, but he does not have the confidence to escape from Yi Tian's hands. Soon, Yi Tian caught up with Harmon and attacked and killed Harmon again and again. Harmon also wanted to use the spell to kill Yi Tian, but Yi Tian's ancient well of primordial chaos defense was too abnormal and could not hurt Yi Tian Ren at all. Yi Tian even has the prototype of the primordial chaotic supernatural power transformed from the fragments of the original well water. Fortunately, he did not cultivate the supernatural power of chaos, otherwise he would be invincible to the supreme level of this universe just by defensive ability. Harmon's pupils shrank sharply, and he could even be said to be very jealous. He didn't have such a big chance in the chaos, and Yi Tian, who was lacking in cosmic resources, had such a great fortune. After each fight, Harmon's injuries became more and more serious. Yi Tian, let's stop, there is no hatred between us, I am willing to pay a certain price to save my life. How? Harmon bowed his head and began to beg for mercy. Chapter 768 Kill Harmon and learn memory. If you want to save your life, you can. You stop first, let's have a good chat. Yi Tian said. Okay, I'll stop, don't shoot. Harmon really stopped. And Yi Tian did not continue to attack, but stood not far from Harmon and looked at Harmon. So, who are you? Yi Tian asked. My name is Harmon, Harmon said. Just a name is not enough. You don't know you. It stands to reason that I know all the powerful masters in the universe, but you are very unfamiliar, and such a powerful master cannot be unknown. Yi Tian said. Harmon's face changed many times, but he finally said, I came from chaos, but I was reincarnated in this universe using a special method. Reincarnated? Yi Tian said coldly. Don't ask anyone to lie to me, the origin of the universe will allow chaotic creatures to reincarnate into the universe. Even a strong person in chaos, once they enter the universe, they will still be killed by the origin of the universe, how can you survive? Quote. It's really reincarnation, Harmon said loudly. If it were normal, I wouldn't be able to reincarnate at all, but now the cosmic origin of your universe is very weak and has been suppressed, because there are loopholes, as long as you pay a certain price. Reincarnated. 1. Then what do you have to do with the Supremes of the 12 Universe era? Yi Tian asked again. It doesn't matter, I don't know them. But they seem to have obtained the inheritance from the outside world and suppressed the origin of the universe. After the news spread in the chaos, I ventured into the universe and wanted to detach from the universe. Harmon said. These words are deliberately deceiving Yi Tian. In fact, this matter is naturally hidden in the chaos, and it was planned by the superior behind him, but it is impossible for him to reveal the existence of the superior, otherwise it will be hidden in the dark. The oath would kill him. Yi Tian didn't notice anything wrong, so he didn't care, but continued to ask, why do you want to enter the universe? Presumably you are not weak in the chaos, why did you venture into the universe to reincarnate, is it just for detachment? Is it impossible to escape? Harmon smiled and said, you are a native of the universe and don't know about chaos. In chaos, the realm of heaven and supreme is collectively referred to as Earth, and above Earth is the level of chaotic life, also known as the realm of destiny. Among them, there is no detachment. The Earth venerable cultivates to the extreme, and only needs to be transformed into a chaotic life to enter the realm of destiny. Although this step is difficult, there is still a 10% hope. However, if there is no strong blood, there is no reverse heaven's chance. Without a strong inheritance of exercises, is only a weak chaotic life in a lifetime. It may be king and hegemony in a small continent, but it is not worth mentioning in the whole chaos. And the detached person is different. Become a detached person, the potential is unlimited, and there will be countless big forces to recruit. The weakest detached person has the hope of surpassing the realm of destiny. Who doesn't want to become a strong person above the realm of destiny? So, I gave up everything in the outside world, reincarnated into this universe. So it is. Yi Tian finally understood Harmon's plan, and it is no wonder that Harmon is so powerful, a powerhouse in the chaos, who cultivates the inheritance of powerful exercises, reincarnated into this universe, even if only the master realm, but the combat power is naturally good. How many people have been reincarnated in? Yi Tian asked. I don't know, but reincarnation is still risky. With a 30% success rate, once you fail, you will really perish. I think there must be not many people reincarnated in, but not many. Harmon explained. In fact, he roughly knew how many people were reincarnated. After all, they all belonged to the same camp, but he didn't want to reveal that it was a point to be able to fool a little. What are you doing on Earth? Yi Tian asked again. This is what he really wants to know. He believes that it is impossible for a strong man like Harmon to go to Earth for no reason. If it happens, it will be even more impossible. Harmon knew that Yi Tian would ask this question for a long time, so he thought of his words in advance. I just want to see your strength. I reincarnated into this universe and heard that you are the first genius of the universe, but you are in the core territory of the human race, where there are people who are guarded by the supreme being of the race, and I dare not go in. So I think that the Earth is your hometown. Deliberately brought you here. Harmon explained. Really? Yi Tian has some doubts, but this statement seems to make sense. It is true. Harmon nodded. Well, even if what you said is true, I'm still going to kill you. Yi Tian shot again. This time, he performed chaotic origin slash with all his strength. It takes a lot of strength to use chaotic origin slash, and it used up a lot before, so he didn't continue to use it, but now he has recovered. Yes, his recovery is so fast. The reason why he asked was not that he really wanted to let Harmon go, but that he just wanted to delay time. Of course, it is good to be able to ask some secrets. But he doesn't believe that Harmon will reveal it all, and people like Harmon are too dangerous. If Harmon really breaks through to the realm of heavenly venerate quickly and has supreme combat power, then it is CJFI dangerous. Once Harmon has enough power, he believes that Harmon will definitely come to trouble him. He can escape, but can the Terran escape? In addition, he doesn't want to break through to the realm of heavenly venerate now. He wants to accumulate to the extreme before choosing to break through. For this reason, he didn't want to let Harmon go and make trouble for himself. Harmon is also secretly recovering his injuries, but the recovery speed is not fast, and the previous spells that can quickly recover some of the injuries have been used up. Therefore, Harmon's expression changed greatly at this moment. Damn, you are so cunning. Harmon cursed. Puff. Chaotic source cut through Harmon's body and inflicted heavy damage on him again. And this time, Harmon's injury is even worse. Run away. Run away. Run away. Harmon wanted to escape at all costs, but Yi Tian didn't want to let Harmon go at all. Soon, Yi Tian performed chaotic origin slash again. Performing chaotic origin slash twice in a row, Yi Tian's power consumed most of it, and even brought a huge burden to the body, but compared to Harmon, Yi Tian's state is very good. Now, Harmon was seriously injured and dying. Even though he had a lot of trump cards and a powerful ability to save his life, he was still in a desperate situation. Yi Tian, I'm telling you a big secret, please don't kill me. Harmon yelled. However, Yi Tian didn't believe Harmon's words at all, or even if Harmon had a big secret, he would not let Harmon go. Seeing that Yi Tian didn't care at all, Harmon knew that Yi Tian had to kill him. Yi Tian, if you kill me, you are also dead. Just wait, once the news of my death spreads, my companions will definitely find out that you did it, and then you will be dead. Harmon threatened. Companion, reincarnated into this universe, even if you are the same faction, you are still competitors. If you die, they may still be happy. Do you think someone will avenge you? Yi Tian sneered. Harmon's expression was frozen, and he knew that Yi Tian knew what he said was right, but before he died, he could only threaten Yi Tian. Unfortunately, Yi Tian is too smart to give him a chance at all. Boom boom boom. Under the bombardment again and again, Harmon's soul began to collapse. At this moment, Yi Tian took out a top-level treasure, a floating map, which was a top-level treasure from Jigwang and had the effect of suppressing the seal. And this is the top treasure in space. For Yi Tian, who has super god-level space-time talent, he can even exert the power of this top treasure to the extreme, even stronger than the power of holding the strongest treasure. Harmon, who was seriously injured and dying and began to collapse on the verge of death, was naturally unable to resist, and was directly suppressed and sealed by the floating map. There is a secret technique for absorbing memory in the secret tome of Hades. Harmon is about to fall, and his soul is about to be shattered. I should be able to learn some knowledge. 1. Yi Tian muttered. Immediately, he began to cast that secret technique, soul-searching hand. Wow! Yi Tian's soul power turned into a soul-searching hand, and penetrated into Harmon's broken soul. A bunch of memory fragments were absorbed by Yi Tian, but some memory fragments were related to the oath problem and could not be absorbed at all. In addition, Harmon had too many memories, so he only absorbed less than 10% of his memories. Click! Harmon's soul was completely shattered and fell to his death. And the 10% of his memory was banned and collected by Yi Tian. It's time to go back. There is a battle here, and it's not the territory of the human race, so as not to attract the prying eyes of the Supreme. Immediately, Yi Tian left quickly. Not long after, several Supremes came here to investigate, but found nothing and left one by one. Chapter 769 The Tibetan God Organization. Earth. Yi Tian returned here, and then he began to study Harmon's soul memory in Kunlun Mountain. This is a cultivator from chaos. Even if he is not in the midst of chaos, his soul memory is priceless to Yi Tian. Perhaps, he can get some secrets from Harmon's memory. Start absorbing memories. Yi Tian muttered. With Yi Tian's powerful soul, he quickly absorbed and digested Harmon's memory fragments one by one. At this moment, Yi Tian was extremely shocked. Although these memory fragments did not include many core secrets, those core secrets were directly annihilated because of the oath, so the memory fragments he obtained were just some unimportant memories. But even so, the knowledge or secrets contained in it are enough to shock Yi Tian. Tibetan God Organization. This is the name of Harmon's organization, and Harmon is only a peripheral member of this organization, but he has a high status in this peripheral member. His strength is not weak, and he has powerful elders, so he has the opportunity to be reincarnated in this organization. Universe. In addition, the secret of this universe has not spread in the chaos, and it is not easy to pass the news in the chaos, so Harmon's words before are completely lying to him. The people who really know the secrets of the universe are actually the Tibetan God Organization. As for how the Tibetan God Organization planned, how Harmon reincarnated into this universe, Yi Tian did not detect these secrets. Obviously these secrets were within the scope of the oath or failed to learn when he was absorbing memory. It's useless for me to know the secrets of the Tibetan God Organization now. If I can't escape, I can't leave the universe, so these secrets are of no use to me now. Yi Tian thought to himself. And the really useful information for Yi Tian is the secret realm of the Tibetan God Organization. This wasn't the real secret, so Harmon's memory contained information about it. Harmon has just been reincarnated, but he is actually very weak, so he needs a certain amount of time to develop. He has been in this universe for 10,000 years. It took only 10,000 years to cultivate to the realm of dominance. Even if there are previous memories and strong inheritance, if there are not enough resources, it is impossible to cultivate to this realm. The secret realm is the biggest help to help Harmon quickly improve his strength, and it is also the opportunity that the Tibetan God Organization gave Harmon and other reincarnated members. Otherwise, Harmon has nothing, and is directly reincarnated into this universe. How can he develop? He can't earn resources by himself. In that case, the speed of cultivation will be slow, let alone, in case of any danger, he will fall in this place ahead of time. The universe, then it really fell, and it couldn't even be resurrected. Yi Tian didn't know exactly what the Tibetan Gods Organization was planning, but those members who dared to enter the universe all had some background, or else they wouldn't have had the chance. Therefore, they naturally did not want these people to fall into the universe, so they created a lot of secret realms in advance, placed them on the edge of the universe, and swallowed these secret realms when the universe expanded. And these secret realms are very special, even the supremes of the universe are difficult to find them. Of course, once it is discovered, if there is no way to crack the secret realm formation, there is no way to enter the secret realm. There is such a secret realm on Earth, and the entrance is in the underground space of Kunlun Mountain. It turned out that the underground space where the World Tree was discovered was the entrance to the secret realm. No wonder the World Tree can be born on a small Earth. It must be because of the secret realm. If I don't absorb Harmon's memory, even if I turn Kunlun Mountain over upside down, there is no way to find that secret realm. Yi Tian said. Apart from this secret realm, what interests Yi Tian the most is the chaos divine ability. Chaos supernatural powers are supernatural powers that go beyond the great supernatural powers. Even in chaos, chaotic supernatural powers are extremely rare, and very few people can practice a chaotic supernatural power. For example, Harmon is very strong and talented, but he is not qualified to practice a chaos supernatural power. If you want to cultivate a chaotic supernatural power, you must first have the innate source and the corresponding super god level talent, so that you can be qualified for cultivation. However, it is too difficult to cultivate a chaotic supernatural power. Even if the conditions are met, it will take too long to realize and cultivate. Innate origins are rare in chaos, but not so rare in the universe. Of course, some of the Zeons and supreme treasures that contain the origin in the universe are not the innate origin, and many things seem to be related to the origin, but they are not the innate origin at all. And according to Harmon's memory, there are not many things in the universe that can be called innate origin, and one of them is the well of origin. Using the well of origin as the innate source, and adding a chaos divine ability with a high degree of fit, there is hope to condense the prototype of the chaos divine ability. Yes, it is just a prototype. If you really want to practice a chaos divine ability, you must at least have the cultivation of the destiny realm, otherwise it can only be regarded as a prototype. For flowers, in the midst of chaos, once a powerhouse in the realm of the earth venerable has developed a prototype of chaotic supernatural powers, it is almost invincible in the realm of heavenly venerate, and it is even expected to fight against the powerhouse of the destiny realm, or even defeat the weaker destiny realm powerhouse. Chaos supernatural power. Yi Tian is excited because he has the qualifications for cultivation. He has super god level time and space talent, and also obtained the well of origin, and all the fragments of the well of origin are integrated into his ancient well vision. In this way, once he obtains a time or space type chaotic supernatural power, he can practice the prototype of a chaotic supernatural power, and his combat power will undergo a huge qualitative change. But immediately, Yi Tian sighed again. The chaotic supernatural power is too precious, even Harmon has only heard of it, but he has never seen it. Whether the Tibetan God organization has the chaotic supernatural power, Harmon does not know. Forget it, chaotic supernatural powers are very rare, even in chaos, it is difficult to obtain. I am in the universe, why should I force it? At present, I have a general understanding of the basic situation, and the real plan to implement the dual universe transcendence plan should be the Tibetan God organization. The Supremes of the 12 Universe Era should cooperate with the Tibetan God Organization, but the Supremes of the 12 Universe Era must not know about the Tibetan God Organization. The Tibetan God Organization is actually using the Tibetan God Organization, but one thing is true, once the fusion of the two universes has indeed reduced the difficulty of detachment, but in that case, the potential to become a detached person is too small and too small. Unless after the fusion of the two universes, a large universe is formed, and then detachment from the large universe will become the detached person who is detached as against the sky. But it is too difficult to detach from the big universe. And Yi Tian learned from Harmon's memory that the big universe seems to be able to accommodate the powerhouses of the destiny realm. But whether it is or not, Yi Tian is not very clear. At the very least, it can be speculated from the current situation that the Tibetan God organization intends to cultivate some weakened versions of the detached people. Therefore, once a few or more detached people are born, the strength of the Tibetan God organization will inevitably skyrocket. And according to Yi Tian's calculations, the Tibetan God organization may also want to cultivate a big universe. As for what to do to cultivate the universe, Yi Tian doesn't know, but it is definitely beneficial to the Tibetan God organization. It's a pity that Harmon doesn't have it in his memory, and maybe Harmon doesn't know the secret either. Originally, I thought it was difficult to make rapid progress, and the dual universe detachment didn't know what really started. If you want to make rapid progress, you may be able to rely on this secret place on Earth. Yi Tian Dao Ji, Chapter 770 Entering the Secret Realm, Sky Profound Fruit. Originally, Harmon had obtained all the resources of a secret realm, but unfortunately these resources were basically exhausted by him, otherwise Harmon would not have looked for a second secret realm. But even so, Harmon left some good stuff behind. 3 chaotic spirit treasures, 30 bottles of medicinal pills, 203 chaotic black crystals, 24 charms. Adding up the miscellaneous things together, it is probably worth 4 or 5 Xeon treasures. It's a pity that the 3 chaos spirit treasures were damaged. They were damaged by Yi Tian's chaotic origin / when they were fighting with Yi Tian, which made Yi Tian extremely regretful. But if he didn't do his best, he wouldn't be able to kill Harmon. Among these things, what interested Yi Tian the most was those spells. Before, Harmon had used spells when he was fighting with him. These spells were also obtained from the secret realm, but the attack power and speed spells had been used up, and the remaining spells were relatively rare special spells. There are special spells that cut off causal fate, special spells that detect enemies, and special spells that cover up the breath of 137 and conceal their strength. It's just that these spells are of little use in battle, so Harmon didn't use these spells, which made Yi Tian cheap. Harmon has almost exhausted the resources, many things have been used up, there are so many good things left, if a complete secret realm, how many resources and treasures should there be? Yi Tian just thought about it for a moment, and was very excited. Kunlun Mountains, underground space. Yi Tian entered here and took out a compass. This compass belongs to Harmon and can sense the existence of the secret realm, but the range is limited. If the secret realm is too far away, it cannot be sensed. At this moment, the compass pointed precisely to the entrance of the secret realm. The exact location of the entrance was confirmed, which saved Yi Tian a lot of trouble, otherwise he would have to rely on Harmon's method to confirm the entrance to the secret realm again and again, which would be a waste of time. The entrance to the secret realm is accurately detected, and the next step is to decrypt the secret realm formation, and Harmon's memory has how to decrypt it. This is not the core secret. Obviously, Harmon did not swear on this, so this part of the memory remained. Otherwise, Yi Tian could only see this secret realm and could not enter. Obviously, the Tibetan God organization did not expect that Harmon would fall early, and even his soul was absorbed by others. It will take a while to decrypt. Harmon was decrypting before but was destroyed by me. At that time, I was also curious about why he was sitting here. It turned out to be decrypting the secret formation. Yi Tian is not worried that he will be destroyed by others, this is the territory of the human race, and it is unlikely that someone will come to trouble him. As a result, Yi Tian began to use his soul power to display a strange wave, which was in contact with the formation of the secret realm. Boom! A powerful formation appeared in the depths of the void and touched Yi Tian's soul perception. At this time, Yi Tian really saw the power of the secret realm formation. What a mysterious formation, the Supremes will never be able to arrange it, and this formation has the effect of shielding the origin of the universe, and the power of the origin of the universe cannot invade. Yi Tian exclaimed. He didn't waste time, and quickly began to decrypt. The so-called decryption is to use the soul to launch a set of rule codes, break a gap from this secret realm formation, form a large formation, and let him enter the secret realm. This process takes several hours. In the next few hours, Yi Tian worked hard to decipher, and no one bothered him. Soon, the decryption succeeded. A space gap appeared. Swish! Yi Tian flew over and entered the secret realm through the space gap. Secret realm. As soon as Yi Tian entered here, he felt the extremely rich Chaos Yuan Qi, which was even purer than the Chaos Yuan Qi in the original Chaos Small World. If an ordinary god level is to cultivate here, as long as the talent is not bad, it will soon become a galaxy level or even a galaxy level. Yi Tian secretly said, this secret realm is not big. After all, this secret realm is only used to store some resources. There is no need to build too much. The bigger the secret realm, the harder it is to hide. At this moment, Yi Tian's consciousness swept away and sensed a great hall. Moreover, the entire secret realm is under his shroud. Yi Tian habitually probed this secret realm and found no life or danger. So, Yi Tian walked towards that great hall. From Harmon's memory, the secret realm is not dangerous, but some enchantments are arranged inside the hall. Only the corresponding strength can obtain the treasure. If the strength is not good, the treasure cannot be obtained. Yi Tian is very confident in his own strength, and the enchantment of the secret realm is not strong. According to Harmon's memory, at the time of the first secret realm, Harmon did not break through the core barrier, and all other barriers were broken. There are many secret rooms in the hall, and each secret room has an enchantment. If you break the enchantment, you can get the things in the enchantment. Yi Tian came to the first secret room and broke the barrier of the first secret room very easily. However, after entering this secret room, Yi Tian was very disappointed. There were a lot of resources here, but most of them were basic resources, which had a good effect on the emperor level or below, but it was better than nothing for Yi Tian. The only thing that interests Yi Tian is that there are some secret techniques in it, which can be used for reference, but the value is just that. Boom boom boom. The secret rooms were broken open by Yi Tian, and the contents inside were taken out. Soon, Yi Tian came to a more core place, and the barrier here needs to dominate the ultimate combat power to be broken. The secret room here has begun to appear some not weak spells, spiritual treasures comparable to treasures, and some precious medicinal materials. Only the last 3 chambers left. Yi Tian stared at the 3 secret rooms with a somewhat excited expression. The enchantment of the most important secret room is very powerful, even Harmon can't break it. Yi Tian doesn't know if he can break it, but he can break the 2 secret rooms next to him. Cut, cut, cut. Yi Tian slashed 3 times in a row before finally severing the barrier of the secret room on the left and entering the secret room. 50 spells, 2 chaotic spirit treasures, 150 chaotic black crystals, 3 secret techniques, this is. Yi Tian's eyes focused on one of the treasures, to be precise, a fruit. This fruit contains a formidable power, and even made Yi Tian feel a little pressure, and approaching this fruit, Yi Tian felt that his qi and blood were churning. Sky Profound Fruit, that's right, it should be Sky Profound Fruit. Harmon came to this universe, and it was difficult to upgrade to the 6th order life with the resources of this universe, but Harmon can be upgraded to the 6th order life in 10,000 years, unless the cultivation technique is inherited, you will get a profound sky fruit. The treasures in every secret realm are not necessarily the same. I did not expect that this secret realm also has Sky Profound Fruit. Yi Tian was very excited. Sky Profound Fruit can not only make a cultivator with a low life level quickly rise to the life level of the 6th order peak, but also has a significant effect on 7th order life. For example, Yi Tian, he is currently in the middle stage of the 7th order. If he cultivates slowly, he does not know when he will be able to cultivate to the late 7th order life level 5.8. But this Sky Profound Fruit is expected to allow him to break through the bottleneck and reach the late 7th order life level. Once the life level is raised by a small step, then the strength is equivalent to skyrocketing. The most important thing is that Sky Profound Fruit can only be taken once in a lifetime, and it is very rare in the chaos. The Tibetan God organization is indeed bleeding heavily this time, and countless resources have been spent for this plan. Let's practice in this secret room first. Anyway, only one person is allowed to enter a secret realm. I occupy this secret realm. Even if other reincarnators from the Tibetan God organization come nearby, they will not be able to perceive the secret realm here. 1. Yi Tian thought. Therefore, for him, this secret realm is now the safest cultivation place in the universe, and it can even be used as a secret base for him in the future. Now, he is fortunate that he took action against Harmon before Harmon entered this secret realm, otherwise he would not be able to deal with Harmon if he entered the secret realm. It could be said that Harmon's death was because he was too careless, otherwise Yi Tian couldn't kill him at all. Chapter 771 Spreading Information. Gollum. Yi Tian swallowed the profound sky fruit in one gulp and started to practice another cultivation technique. What he is running now is not Tianyuan Junfa, but Tianyuan Junfa is a life-level cultivation method created by the Lord of Primordial Ancient, which is useless to 7th order beings. What he is running now is a life-level cultivation technique obtained from Harmon's soul memory, Tianshuan Junshu. Tianshuan Junshu was a practice method that Harmon accidentally obtained, not the practice method of the Tibetan God organization, so he did not make an oath. As for the practice method of the Tibetan God organization, it collapsed along with the oath, and Yi Tian could not learn it. But it is very good to be able to get the Tianshuan Junshu. At least the Tianshuan Junshu is really good, much more powerful than the Tianyuan Junshu, because the Tianshuan Junshu is a secret technique that directly points to the 8th order. With a better cultivation technique, Yi Tian naturally abandoned the Tianyuan technique. With the help of Tianshuan Junshu, Yi Tian quickly refined the medicinal power of Tianshuan fruit and slowly advanced his life level to the late 7th order. Boom! At the moment when the profound sky fruit was about to be exhausted, Yi Tian's life level finally broke through, reaching the late 7th order realm. At the same time, Yi Tian's physical strength also naturally broke through, much stronger than before. Naturally, Yi Tian's combat power also increased. Before, my combat power was not too strong among the 5th level supreme, and only relying on chaotic origin / to compete with the top 5th level supreme, and only 1 or 2, it cannot last. But now, my combat powers should be truly step into the top 5 supreme ranks. 29 inches. Yi Tian estimated. However, he is only guessing, and he has not really fought against the top 5th level supreme, so he cannot make a concrete judgment. Then, Yi Tian left this secret room and broke the barrier of the secret room on the right. In this secret room, Yi Tian also discovered a lot of talisman, secret skills, chaotic black crystal and other resources, and also found a top-notch chaotic spiritual treasure, and it is a defensive chaotic spiritual treasure. It can be said that this defensive chaos spirit treasure is equivalent to 4 or 5 top Xeon supreme treasures. Yi Tian walks the chaos avenue, which is more suitable for the chaos spirit treasure, so this chaos spirit treasure is very important to Yi Tian, and it is enough to improve his defense a lot. It can even be said that the defense of the chaos spirit treasure plus the ancient well of the source of chaos is enough to make Yi Tian not afraid of the attack of the 4th class supreme. In other words, it is a little difficult for a supreme being like Kunwu Supreme to hurt Yi Tian. There is one last barrier, I wonder if I can break it. Yi Tian asked curiously. He came to the last secret room and attacked with a sword, but he didn't shake the barrier. What a powerful enchantment! Yi Tian was amazed. Boom boom boom. He bombarded again and again, but many attacks were unable to shake this enchantment. Try it with chaotic origin / Yi Tian thought. Xuanyuan / the chaotic origin / which contained a terrorist attack, bombarded the barrier, but it still failed to break the barrier. However, Yi Tian found that this blow still shook the enchantment. According to my estimate, if it is stronger, such as an attack comparable to the 3rd class supreme, it should be able to break this barrier. According to my estimate, the Tibetan God organization estimates that they want to wait for Harmon and others to break through to the realm of the gods. After that, I went to break the barrier. From this point of view, the treasures in this secret room must be very precious. Yi Tian guessed. Unable to break through this barrier, Yi Tian was just a little pity, not too entangled. When I am stronger, I will break this barrier again, and in the first secret realm discovered by Harmon, the last secret room there has not been broken. At that time, I will have the most precious of the 2 secret realms. Treasure, maybe it can make the strength skyrocket again. Yi Tian said excitedly. After a few minutes, Yi Tian calmed down. This time, he obtained a large amount of resources, some of which also had a significant effect on his cultivation of the Chaos Golden Desolation technique, and the secret techniques in the Chaos had a significant reference effect on him. Therefore, he needs a lot of time to comprehend these secret techniques and practice. Let's start the retreat here next, but there's one more thing to deal with. What Yi Tian wants to deal with is the existence of the reincarnators, and he wants to spread this secret. If the reincarnator and the supreme beings of the 12th cosmos era were in the same group, he would definitely not spread it, and it would be useless to spread it. But judging from the current situation, the supremes of the 12th universe era do not know the existence of reincarnators. If the existence of reincarnators is leaked, it can be said that these reincarnators have the real secret of detachment and countless resources. In this way, many supreme beings of the universe will go to trouble the reincarnator, and even want to kill the reincarnator for resources. If it spreads like this, it should bring some trouble to these reincarnators, and even kill a few of them. Yi Tian thought. He did this as a helpless act. The strength of these reincarnators has improved very quickly, and their original realm may even be higher than that of the Lord of Primordial Ancient. Isn't it troublesome for the level of the Lord? Not only did he have to spread the news, he had to exaggerate the spread. Harmon killed a son of an era before, and also confronted the supreme karma. The news spread, the supreme of the 12th universe era will definitely believe it 100%. Yi Tian laughed. So, Yi Tian had his second deity dispatched. The second deity is worthless, even if it is exposed because of this, it doesn't matter, the big deal is that you don't need this second deity. 1 year later, a message spread throughout the universe. Tibetan God Organization, chaotic reincarnators, countless chaotic resources, the secret of transcendence. It can be said that no matter which rumor is enough to alarm the entire universe. The first time, the Lord of Primordial Ancient and others called other supremes and started a meeting. Yuengu Temple, the master of primordial antiquity saw that all the other supremes had sent incarnations, and started the meeting. You should have seen the recent rumors, the Tibetan God Organization, the reincarnators, the secrets of the transcendence, countless chaotic resources. Who is the source of these rumors? It has not been found out yet, but this news, how much do you think is true or false? The ancient way. The reincarnation thing should be true. The person who spoke was the Supreme Cold Spirit. She explained. Everyone, my disciple was killed by a mysterious master. That mysterious master was very unfamiliar and could even use a spell to cut off the causal thread of the supreme karma. Is there such a spell in the universe? Even the heavenly talisman supreme, who is proficient in spells, cannot create such a spell. Originally, we had some guesses that the person was from chaos, but now combined with this rumor, the mysterious master should be a reincarnator. According to rumors, then the strength of a reincarnator in the chaos is stronger than ours, and the realm is very high, so he can exert his powerful strength in the realm of domination and easily kill a son of the era. The question I'm thinking about now is, if the reincarnator is real, does it have anything to do with that lord? Supreme Golden Light frowned. That old man. All the Supremes frowned when they heard this. Don't you want that adult to be organized by the Tibetan god? Said the Lord of Primordial Antiquity. It's not impossible. Han Ling Supreme sneered. According to the rumors, it is because we suppressed the origin of the universe that these powerhouses in the chaos can be reincarnated into the universe. I am worried that if these reincarnators are reincarnated, the strength has returned to the peak period, and it has strength far beyond ours. Maybe one person will suppress us. At that time, we will have no use value. As the ancient master just said, will that adult be a Tibetan god, the people in the organization? If not, we still have use value. If so, those reincarnated people can replace 137-hour work, are we still useful? This, quote, all the Supremes panicked. Yes, if they have no use value, if the strength of those reincarnators surpasses them, wouldn't they kill them one by one? At that time, let alone detachment, it will be a question whether they can survive or not. Master of Primordial Ancient, what should we do now? Give me a suggestion. Jin Guang Supreme asked. The Lord of Primordial Ancient was silent. Originally, he thought that according to the plan of the adult, as long as the two universes collided, they could work hard for detachment. But now, things are changing too fast. We can't contact that Lord. Let's go directly to find those reincarnators. Those reincarnators must have big secrets. If we get some rare resources or information, it will be good for us. Anyway, the Lord didn't say that these reincarnators are. For his subordinates, it doesn't matter if we destroy the reincarnated person. If we contacted that adult, it would be difficult to do it. The ancient master suggested. Jin Guang Supreme added. We also have to find the person who spread the news. Maybe it is someone from other forces in chaos, or simply kill a reincarnated person and obtain the information. Well, let's do it. 1 inch. The primordial lord nodded. On the other side, after Yi Tian used the second deity to spread the news, he directly annihilated the second deity. The Lord of Desolation ordered the third deity to be refined, entered the desolate world, and became the new desolate world lord. This is also for insurance. If the 12 Cosmos era or other reincarnators pay a certain price and really find the second deity, then everything will be exposed. So, to be on the safe side, there is absolutely no problem with doing this. Moreover, Yi Tian also used the talisman from the secret realm to cut off the line of causal fate between himself and the second deity, so that he could be foolproof. For Yi Tian, there is not even the slightest possibility of exposure. Chapter 772 Two Major Systems, Soaring Strength. Yuangu Temple. The Primordial Lord and the other Supremes opened the meeting again. Everyone, I did some research and couldn't find the person who spread the news. The Primordial Lord shook his head. Karma Supreme also said. I have no causal relationship with the mysterious person, although I found a force that traded with the mysterious person, deliberately used the mysterious person as an excuse to destroy that force, causing a little causal relationship, and even paid a certain amount of money. At the cost of forcibly pushing the law of cause and effect, but still did not find the other party, it seems that the person does not exist at all. Now, my strength has dropped greatly, and I almost fell out of the second-class supreme combat power, and I can no longer use the secret art of cause and effect for the time being. It seems that the mysterious man is ready, and he is not afraid of our investigation. Forget it, then we will not investigate him. Regarding the reincarnated person, how did you investigate? Asked the Lord of Primordial Antiquity. Golden Light Supreme said. Everyone, I investigated, but nothing came of it. The universe is too big, and our number is too small, it is impossible to find the reincarnator. However, I spied a piece of information from the Holy Light Clan. The Holy Light Clan seems to have discovered a powerful master, far surpassing other masters, and even a Tianzun tracked this master but disappeared. Although this is not obvious, but a strange master plus powerful strength, maybe it is true it's the reincarnator. Golden Light Supreme is right, our individual strength is very strong, but in terms of collecting information, it is indeed not as good as Wanzu. It is better to cooperate with Wanzu and let them find the reincarnated. Once found, let us know and we will hunt down. After all, those reincarnators have a lot of methods, even the third-class Supreme may not be able to capture a reincarnator. The Lord of Primordial Ancient said. Okay, then I'll contact the other races in the universe. Even if some races don't cooperate with us, I think there must be races willing to cooperate with us. As long as they give a little benefit, I'm not afraid that there will be no collaborators. 1. Golden Light Supreme laughed loudly. The universe, the three spirits. This is a small cosmic clan, and at this moment, on the planet R25, a planet of the three spiritual clan, a ruthless young man in black sat cross-legged on a mountain peak, as if he was cultivating and seemed to be sensing something. Suddenly, he opened his eyes, revealing a solemn look. The news came on the 13th that our existence was exposed. He thought it was incredible. He is number 6, his real name is Chen Jun, and he is a member of the Tibetan God organization. He was ranked in the divine realm among the Tibetan gods in his previous life. Although he cannot match the destiny realm, his peak combat power can definitely easily kill this universe in seconds. The first-class Supreme. But now, he just dominates the realm. Originally, they planned to wait until after the realm of Tianzun, and then slowly appear in this universe. But now, they are almost all in the realm of dominance, and their strength has not grown up. They have been completely exposed, and even the name of the Tibetan God organization has been exposed. A traitor. Chen Jun's first thought was this, but he quickly shook his head. Traitors do not exist. They are all members of the Tibetan God organization, and they all have huge backgrounds, and they have no connection with the indigenous people in the universe before. How can they take refuge in these indigenous people? Besides, they almost all swore an oath not to say what their plans were. Although the rumored news this time did not reveal their plans, it exposed their existence. It is impossible for them to be so stupid to expose themselves. Then there is only one possibility left. Isn't anyone caught by the natives? Chen Jun thought. This possibility is not impossible, but the possibility is too low. We people are only the most dangerous in the early stage. Once we find a secret realm, we can digest the resources of the secret realm and use it to improve our strength. Now we reincarnators are basically in the dominant realm. Usually in the secret realm, the supreme we can't find us either. Even if you are out of the secret realm to find other secret realms, if you are careful, there will be almost no danger. Unless there are reincarnators who are stupid to find trouble with the supreme, this will happen. Chen Jun felt that there were really a few idiots who would do this, because some reincarnated people didn't take the natives here seriously at all, and maybe they would be ambushed and then caught. It's hard for us reincarnated people to communicate, and it's hard to figure out the situation, but we have to be careful next, or we'll really fall into this universe. Chen Jun thought. Swish. He left this planet because just now, he had sensed the existence of a secret realm, and he was going to that secret realm now. 100 years later, the matter of the reincarnated person has already spread to all corners of the entire universe. All races in the universe attach great importance to the reincarnated person, and they are looking for the reincarnated person one after another. With the efforts of all races in the universe, several reincarnators have really been found. After all, once the reincarnator enters the territory of a certain cosmic clan, it is possible to be treated as an alien race. Once they fight, if their strength is exposed, they will attract the supreme, and their identity will naturally be exposed. Although several reincarnators were exposed, and even attracted the pursuit of those second-class supreme beings in the 12th Cosmos era, they finally escaped by means of various means. So far, no one has been arrested. The reincarnators did not lose, but many criminals and stowaways in the universe were unlucky. I don't know how many people died in this turmoil, and even some alien spies were found and killed one by one. Earth, Secret Realm. Yi Tian has been in seclusion in this secret realm for 100 years, and under the acceleration of time, the seclusion time is longer. The 8th layer of Chaos Golden Desolation Technique. Yi Tian is very satisfied with the current progress, but in order to raise the 8th level of Chaos Golden Desolate Art from Shaocheng realm to Dacheng, he almost exhausted all the useful resources in this secret realm, and the remaining resources are useless to him. Large, at most, it will be used to train clones or Tianj members in the future. In addition to the 8th layer of Chaos Golden Desolate Art, Yi Tian also sorted out many of his own true skills. In the past, the true skills he created were a bit messy, but now he has observed and learned the real skills in martial arts and many cultivation theories in the chaos, and gradually made up for the shortcomings of his own cultivation methods and improved them. Today, Yi Tian's combat skills are mainly divided into three categories: supernatural powers, chaotic real skills, and sword skills. In terms of supernatural powers, Yi Tian does not need to practice for the time being, and the focus is on the two aspects of chaos true skill and sword skill. Yi Tian also created some chaos true skills, such as the Black Lotus Realm, Chaos God Golem, etc., but they are not systematic, and they have only been perfected, and they are a bit off track. In terms of blade skills, there are Tianyu Dao, Hun Tianyi Dao, and the strongest secret technique, Chaotic Origin Slash. And Chaotic Origin Slash is the combination of Chaos Dao and Dao of the blade, and it is also his top skill, strictly meaning greater than. In the past 100 years, Yi Tian integrated many chaotic real skills and blade skills, and created two systems respectively. The chaotic real skill has become the Chaotic Source 3 style, and the blade skill is the Heavenly Saber 3 style. The reason why there are only 3 styles is because Yi Tian's current understanding is still low, and he can't create too many moves good Jiao style. The 3 types of chaotic source are the Chaotic Source God Demon Hand, the Chaotic Source God Golem, and the Chaotic Source Domain, while the 3 heavenly swords are the Heavenly Moon Sword, the Huntian Sword, and the Heavenly Killing Sword, among which the Heavenly Killing Sword is Yi Tian stripped of the Mud Yuanzhan's 1-point mystery combined with many Blade Dao's secret skills created a brand new Dao of the Blade true skill. Although it is not as good as Chaotic Origin Slash, its power is also very powerful, and it can be used many times. It is definitely one of Yi Tian's powerful means. In this way, Yi Tian can abandon some other useless true skills, and upgrade the Chaotic Source 3 style and the Heavenly Saber 3 style, and can add the Chaotic Source 4 style and the Heavenly Saber 4 style in the future. The most important thing is that Hunyuan will continue to improve according to these two systems in the future, and even create the second form of Hunyuan. In a word, the Chaotic Origin Slash system will be Yi Tian's strongest secret technique from now on. Having figured out the true skill system, there will be almost no bottlenecks in the future, and it will be easier to improve the strength. In the chaos, some powerful geniuses will basically choose their own exclusive system, and I have achieved this now, but my system is relatively strong, and it is naturally more difficult to improve, but with my talent, these are not a problem. Yi Tian thought to himself. Chapter 773 One of the 3,000 Supernatural Powers. The Chaos Golden Desolation art broke through to the 8th layer Dacheng realm, and the Chaotic Origin system and the Heavenly Saber system were established, which greatly increased Yi Tian's strength. Today, although he is still at the level of the ultimate mastery cultivation, his combat power has already entered the realm of the 4th class supreme, but he has only just crossed the threshold. However, Yi Tian is now enough to save his life in the hands of Kunwu Supreme, but if compared with the 3rd class supreme, Yi Tian is too far behind, and it is somewhat difficult to escape. My ability to escape is still a little worse now, but unfortunately, the space supernatural powers among the human race are relatively general, and there are only a few space supernatural powers used for escape. It may be invincible in the realm of domination, but there is absolutely no way to get from the 3rd class supreme. Run away. Yi Tian secretly said. From Harmon's memory, there are great supernatural powers in the chaos, and some powerful supernatural powers are incomparably defying the sky, but these great supernatural powers are relatively difficult to learn. Harmon may have a similar inheritance of supernatural powers, but he has not been absorbed. Moreover, the more heaven-defying supernatural powers, the higher the requirements for cultivation and the higher the requirements for comprehension. I wonder if I can break the barrier of the last secret room now. Yi Tian suddenly thought. His current strength is much stronger than before. If he uses Chaotic Origin Slash, although he cannot reach the attack power of the 3rd rank Supreme, he can reach the power of the stronger 3rd rank Supreme, which is much more powerful than before, and may be able to cause damage to the enchantment, certain destruction. So, Yi Tian walked to the last secret room barrier, accumulated strength, and used the strongest secret technique against the barrier, Chaotic Origin Slash. 137 Boom. Chaotic Origin Slash slammed into the barrier, causing a huge shock. Click. This sound made Yi Tian excited. Effective. Yi Tian was excited. I originally thought that the barrier could not be broken, but I didn't expect that it would actually have a certain impact on the barrier. However, with just one attack from Chaotic Origin Slash, it is still impossible to break the barrier, and it takes many multiple attacks. However, Chaotic Origin Slash had a lot of damage to Yi Tian, and it would definitely not work if he continued to use it. He had to recover. Time accelerates. Yi Tian used the time acceleration to recover his strength, so that he could recover faster. Under Yi Tian's full use of time acceleration and some healing treasures, it only took 10 seconds from the outside world to fully recover. 10 seconds later, Yi Tian used Chaotic Origin Slash again. In this way, Yi Tian performed Chaotic Origin Slash on the enchantment every 10 seconds. Boom boom boom. Under the powerful attack of Yi Tian's continuous Chaotic Origin Slash, the barrier rattled and the light continued to dim. 10 times, 100 times, 200 times. Yi Tian doesn't know how many times he has used Chaotic Origin Slash and how many resources he has consumed, but he knows that the enchantment has been consumed by him, and there are more and more cracks. As long as he persists, this CJFI enchantment will definitely shatter. Half a day passed. Suddenly, whoops. This is a series of shattering sounds connected together, which means that the enchantment is completely shattered. Finally shattered, Yi Tian breathed a sigh of relief. If he continued to consume like this, his loss would be huge. Fortunately, everything was not in vain. He broke the barrier and could enter the last secret room. At this time, he was very curious about what treasures this last secret room could bring him. Click. Yi Tian pushed open the door of the secret room and walked in. Just 3 things. Yi Tian was a little disappointed. It stands to reason that this last secret room is the most important secret room. There must be a lot of treasures, but I didn't expect there are only 3. I hope these 3 things are what I need, otherwise it will be a waste of time and resources. Yi Tian hesitated. One thing he can be sure of is that these 3 treasures must be very precious, but precious things are not necessarily useful to him. After all, each cultivator cultivates a different way and lacks different things. For example, Yi Tian has some things, so he no longer needs similar things. For some treasures, 1 piece is enough, and more is a waste. If these 3 things are of average effect to him, or are of no use at all, then it is equivalent to taking 3 waste products. Yi Tian walked over and looked at the 3 treasures carefully. Among them is a leather scroll with the breath of chaotic life on it, making Yi Tian tremble faintly. This should be the skin of a chaotic creature in the chaos that is comparable to the powerhouse of the Destiny realm. It should record some exercises or secrets. Technique. Yi Tian opened it and looked at it, and immediately his pupils shrank, excited. Divine Escape Technique. The record above is a kind of speed-type supernatural power escape technique, called Hengguang Supernatural Power. From the introduction, this supernatural power is very powerful, ranking 1 of the 3,000 supernatural powers in chaos, and the specific ranking is 172. Number 172 may seem far behind, but that's relative to chaos as a whole. Chaos is so good that it is placed in chaos, but that's all. These great supernatural powers in the universe, such as the Spear of Hell Gods, are not included in the chaos, and even the 3,000 supernatural powers are far from being included. And Hengguang Divine Ability can be ranked 172, which shows how powerful it is. However, Hengguang Divine Ability is difficult to cultivate, and its cultivation conditions are very harsh. Yi Tian felt that if Harmon got this Hengguang Divine Ability, he would be dumbfounded. He might be able to practice it in the future, but Harmon definitely couldn't do it now. Hengguang Divine Ability requires the fusion of Divine Level Speed Talent and Divine Level Light Talent in order to cultivate it. And the cultivation of Hengguang Divine Ability requires the innate source, innate light source, and only if these 2 conditions are met can you cultivate. Harmon does not have the fusion talent of God Level Speed Talent and God Level Light Talent. He will definitely not be able to practice it, and some treasures can be combined with God Level Speed Talent and God Level Light Talent, but those treasures are too rare. I've never heard of it before, and it's relatively rare in chaos. Why did the Tibetan God organization put this magical power here? Could it be that it was deliberately put here, and by the way, Harmon and other reincarnators could collect the innate light source? Quote. Yi Tian guessed. This possibility is very high, because there really is an innate light source in the universe. Innate light source is a low-level innate source in the universe. It is much lower than the source of the well. No matter how low level, it is also an innate source. It is very rare, but it is expected to be obtained. For Harmon and others or for the Tibetan God organization, it is extremely difficult to integrate talents, because speed talent and light talent are 2 talents, and it is too difficult to forcibly integrate, requiring rare special treasures. But my copying talent can forcibly merge 2 talents. Before, time and space talents were combined. It is also possible to integrate light talents and speed talents. Before, I wanted to combine 12 attribute talents to form chaos talents, which would take hundreds of millions of years. I can't wait for hundreds of millions of years. But it won't take long to fuse the speed talent and the light talent. I can completely integrate it. Therefore, the first cultivation condition is not difficult for me, but the second condition is difficult, innate light source. Yi Tian muttered. In any case, this is a great supernatural power that has reached the 172nd place in the chaos, and is one of the 3,000 supernatural powers in the chaos. In the advanced realm, it may be possible to easily escape from the hands of the second-class supreme being or the first-class supreme. Let's combine light talent and speed talent first. Integration of aurora talent and speed talent. Open black lens bracket combining in progress close black lens bracket. Yi Tian took a look. It takes 1,000 years. 1,000 years is nothing to him, it just happens that he can take advantage of this period of time to collect the innate light source. Once the innate light source is collected and the fusion of the aurora talent and the extreme speed talent is completed, then he can immediately practice the constant light supernatural power. Chapter 774 The harvest has skyrocketed. Yi Tian no longer pays attention to the fusion of talents and Hengguang divine ability, but focuses his attention on the second treasure. The second treasure was a spell. Yi Tian picked up the spell and looked at it, only then did he know the purpose of this spell. The immortal charm. Yi Tian was shocked. This talisman is very powerful, that is to keep immortality within a period of time. It will be determined according to the cultivation base, such as the master of the ultimate cultivation base, can remain immortal within a day, even if the ancient master shot Yi Tian. Once this spell is activated, it cannot be killed within a day. What an awesome spell. If Harmon had this spell back then, I wouldn't be able to kill him at all, he would have time to hide in the secret realm. Yi Tian said happily. He put away the undead charm and looked at the third treasure. The third treasure is a sword tablet. Yi Tian just glanced at it a little and felt the infinite rules of kendo. This sword tablet is definitely a treasure for kendo practitioners, but it is of little use to Yi Tian. He can't go to practice another kendo, it overlaps with the sword, it's useless. It can be used by UAA. This sword tablet is enough to improve UAA's swordsmanship quickly. Yi Tian also put away the sword tablet with excitement. The three treasures were taken away, and Yi Tian did not stay here any longer. Shortly after, Yi Tian came out of the secret realm. In fact, he could not have come out and let the fourth deity help collect the innate light source, but if you want to collect such innate source things, you must have a certain identity, then you must expose Yi Tian's identity. He doesn't want people to know that he has the talent of the deity, because there are not many people in the universe with the ability to clone, and most of the clones of the strong are very weak and have huge flaws. If he has the same talent as Hunyuan Supreme, maybe others will think that he has the talent of copying, it will be completely troublesome. Therefore, he still dispatched the deity to collect the innate light source. But before collecting the innate light source, he has to go to another secret realm and take out the contents of the last secret room, otherwise he will not feel at ease. After that, Yi Tian left the human race territory, and after more than a day of traveling, he finally came to a secret realm, and entered that secret realm through a similar method. After that, he entered the core of the main hall, and it took him a short time to break through the barrier. The treasures in the last secret room in this secret realm are different from the treasures in the last secret room in the secret realm on Earth. Although they are the same three treasures, they are three different treasures. The three treasures here are void god incense. Once ignited, it can burn for a year, and within a year, the user's perception can be improved 1,000 times, and it can be used to comprehend secret techniques and exercises, which is rare one-time treasure. The second treasure is the escape talisman. Once the escape talisman is activated, it can instantly escape from multiple star fields. It is one of the strongest spells for escape. The third treasure is a black stone called the Heaven Covering Stone, which can cover up karma and destiny. Unless you are a strong man in the realm of destiny, and are good at deduction or the way of causation and destiny, you can't calculate Yi Tian's heals and any information. For Yi Tian, the sky covering stone was the biggest gain. After obtaining these three treasures, Yi Tian returned to the holy city of human race. Soon after, Yi Tian returned to the holy city heaven pavilion. Afterwards, Yi Tian went to contact Kunwu Supreme. It has to be said that Kunwu Supreme has a high status in the human race, is very active, and often communicates with other foreign supremes. Therefore, to a certain extent, Kunwu Supreme has a wide range of knowledge, and knows the secrets, a lot of. He wants to ask Kunwu Supreme to ask, where in the universe or who has the innate light source? Holy City Supreme Pavilion. Yi Tian met Kunwu Supreme here. Nowadays, Yi Tian has supreme level combat power. Kunwu Supreme naturally pays more attention to Yi Tian, almost treats Yi Tian as an existence of the same level, and naturally pays more attention to Yi Tian's meeting. Yi Tian, what do you want to do with me this time? Kunwu Supreme asked. Kunwu Supreme, I want an innate light source. Does our human race have such an innate source? Yi Tian asked. What, you want something of innate origin? Kunwu Supreme was shocked. In the realm of heavenly venerate, many heavenly venerates do not know the things of innate origin, and even regard some things that contain the origin as things of innate origin, but only the knowledgeable supremes like them really know what the things of innate origin are. Yi Tian, do you know what the innate source is? Kunwu Supreme said solemnly. No. Yi Tian briefly explained the things of innate origin, even more than Kunwu Supreme understands. Seeing that Yi Tian really understands the innate source, Kunwu Supreme continued. Yi Tian, the innate source is too rare, there are so many kinds in the entire universe, no more than the number of hands at most, and even some of the innate source. Everything is in the legend, and it is not certain whether it exists or not. The innate light source is not too precious in the innate source, but it is also the innate source, and its value is not low, even comparable to 5 or 6 Xeon treasures. But even if others there is an innate light source, and you can't exchange 5 or 6 innate treasures. Is it so precious? Yi Tian frowned. Is there no human race? No, Kunwu Supreme assured. I can guarantee no, because human beings do not have the supreme Tao of light. If there is an innate light source, it would have been taken out and traded, and it is impossible to keep it in hand. The universe is most likely to have the place where the innate source is located as the Holy Light clan and the Angel clan. There are many practitioners of the path of light in these two races. Most of the supremes of the Holy Light clan follow the path of light, which is very compatible with the source of light. The source is most useful to them. Therefore, these two major races may have the innate light source. But even if they have the innate light source, if you want to trade from these two to the innate light source, it is almost impossible unless the two major races are destroyed. In addition to these two major races, where else might they have them? Yi Tian asked. I don't know. Kunwu Supreme shook his head. He was only a 4th class supreme, and he knew only a limited number of secrets, and it was impossible to know everything. For flowers, suddenly, Kunwu Supreme said, perhaps there is a force that has an innate light source. Which force? Yi Tian's expression changed. The era of the 12 universes, Kunwu Zidao said. The supremes of the era of the 12 universes must have traded or plundered massive treasures before the cosmos was destroyed. Light source. However, you only dominate the realm, there is no way to trade with them, and I have no resources, even if I can have enough treasures to trade, I dare not go. Yi Tian nodded secretly. The supremes of the 12 cosmos era are indeed too powerful, the weakest have the combat power of the 2nd class supreme, and the Kunwu Supreme is only the 4th class supreme, and even among the 4th class supreme, it is not considered the top. How dare you trade with those supremes of the 12 universe era? If resources are robbed, then resources will be given away in vain. Kunwu Supreme, thank you, I'll think of a way myself. Yi Tian said. Yi Tian, what do you want the innate light source to do? You are majoring in the Chaos Tao, although it includes the Tao of light, but there is no need to obtain the innate source of light. Kunwu Supreme asked with great doubts. Kunwu Supreme, this is a secret, it is not convenient for me to tell. Yi Tian said helplessly. Well, then I won't ask. Kunwu Supreme also knows that everyone has some secrets, and he also has some secrets, and it is impossible to tell others. No matter how good his relationship with Yi Tian is, some secrets cannot be told even if they cannot be told. Therefore, he did not ask too much. Afterwards, Yi Tian separated from Kunwu Supreme. Back at Tian Pavilion, Yi Tian began to meditate alone. As Kunwu Supreme said, the Holy Light Clan and Angel Clan's desire for the innate light source is estimated to exceed everything, not to mention 7 or 8 Xeon Supreme treasures, even if there are more Xeon Supreme treasures. Moreover, even if these two clans have innate light sources, it is estimated that they have used up their strength early, and it is impossible to stay on them forever. It is better to trade innate light sources from the Holy Light Clan and Angel Clan than to obtain innate light sources from the Supremes of the 12 Cosmos era. If I trade with the Supremes of the 12 Cosmos era, my body must not go, otherwise it is very dangerous, but I can let the 4th body trade, and now I have a sky-covering stone on my body, even if the 4th body appears in those Supremes in front of us, they can't figure out anything. The big deal, just abandon the 4th deity. Yi Tian gritted his teeth. This is undoubtedly a big gamble. After all, it is not easy to cultivate the 4th deity. It takes a lot of resources, and he attaches great importance to the 4th deity. If the 4th deity is sacrificed, it will definitely be a heavy loss. If he had just acquired a secret realm and was rich, he would never have taken such a risk. But even if you let the fourth deity go, you can't go to the realm of dominance, otherwise you won't even be eligible for an equal dialogue. Then let the fourth deity go to the realm of Tianzun recently. Yi Tian decides the way. Chapter 775 Breakthrough of the Fourth Deity, Third Class Supreme Combat Power. Yi Tian's fourth deity is currently the ultimate ruler. Although the combat power is not strong, it also has the combat power of the second-class heavenly deity, because Yi Tian's supernatural powers, Chaos Dao Realm, Chaotic Source System, and Tian Dao System can all be used in the fourth deity, cast on. The only flaw of the fourth deity is the physical body. Even if it is conceived by the Supreme Treasure, the physical body is still far inferior to the main body. Therefore, the combat power of the fourth deity can only reach the combat power of the second-class heavenly venerate, but it is also very impressive. If the fourth deity breaks through to the realm of heavenly venerate, he will instantly have supreme combat power. According to Yi Tian's estimation, once the fourth deity breaks through to the realm of heavenly venerate, it should have the combat power of the third-class supreme. Although it is not powerful, it is far less than the second-class supreme in the 12-universe era, but at least there is negotiation. Qualified, and will not be ignored. And his identity to negotiate is a mysterious force. That's right, Yi Tian is going to divide his identity into a mysterious force that is comparable to the Tibetan God organization in the chaos. In this way, those supremes of the 12-universe era will not dare to attack Yi Tian, and Yi Tian can report it on purpose. Some information, so that you can trade with the supremes of the 137, 12-universe era. The innate light source. Once he has obtained the innate light source and has mastered the divine power of constant light, he will not be afraid of everything, and even if he can't beat others, he can escape. Unless it is some supreme being who is too defiant and can target Hengguang divine ability, it can't stop him at all. By that time, his life-saving ability had instantly increased many times. Wasteland. Yi Tian's fourth deity and third deity are now settled here, and the fourth deity wants to break through the realm of Tianzun. This is an excellent place, because the turbulence of breaking through Tianzun is very large. If it is outside, it is easy to be sensed arrive. Even in the edge of the universe, it is easy to be discovered, because once it breaks through to the realm of heavenly venerate, the origin of the universe will come to the vastness. At that time, the movement is too great, and the nearby supremes can sense it. In the past, Yi Tian didn't worry about this problem. Even if it was discovered, it didn't matter, but now the situation in the universe is too chaotic, anything can happen. For safety reasons, he must be careful. Therefore, he chose to break through in the wilderness. The barren world is a special chaotic spiritual treasure, which is very rare and cannot be peeped by the supremes. Moreover, even if he made a breakthrough in the desolate world, the supreme beings of the outside world would at most think that another innate god in the desolate world had broken through to the realm of the gods, and would not care at all. Yi Tian's breakthrough this time is absolutely safe, and no one will suspect him. Barren Tower. The fourth deity began to retreat in practice, ready to hit the realm of Tianzun. It is very difficult to dominate to Tianzun, but as long as the conditions are met, it is not difficult. Yi Tian has the highest level of talent, higher than the mixed-level cultivation talent, and naturally meets the conditions for entering Tianzun, and the only problem that restricts the bottleneck, Yi Tian has long been breakthrough. Now, he is not only in the 7th-level state of mind, but also because of the continuous improvement of his cultivation base, the continuous enhancement of strength, and the stronger and stronger soul, the state of mind has naturally improved a lot, and he is currently at the peak of the 7th-level state of mind. It is a pity that there is no cultivation method for the 8th-level state of mind in the universe, otherwise he can definitely hit the 8th-level state of mind. With enough talent and enough state of mind, it is not difficult for Yi Tian to enter the realm of heavenly venerate, and the second deity has also entered the realm of heavenly venerate before. Although the second deity is now self-annihilated, Yi Tian is no stranger to the realm of heavenly venerate. After adjusting the state, Yi Tian started to attack. It didn't take long for Yi Tian to break through. Boom! The arrival of the origin of the universe has made Yi Tian's fourth deity's physical body constantly transform, and the fourth deity's small universe has become more vast and powerful. And soul, the soul of the fourth deity is also transforming, which is a reward from the origin of the universe. Although this universe has suppressed the soul and body together, but breaking through to the realm of heavenly venerate will still transform the fleshly body and soul, otherwise the thin fleshly body will not be able to carry the divine power of the heavenly venerate level. No matter how the origin of the universe suppresses the way of cultivation, it will not cut off the way of cultivation, so the Supremes have already broken half of the blockade, and can pay a certain price to slightly improve the body and soul, including not going against the sky. Supremes of the Tao. In the past, Yi Tian thought that he had to go against the sky in order to continuously improve his body and soul, but when he stepped into this realm, he understood many things. The origin of the universe is not omnipotent, and even the rules of the universe still have loopholes. For example, the first god of the gods and the first devil of the demons, their physical bodies are not very weak. Although they can't compare with those supremes of the 12 universe era, they can't even be compared with Yi Tian, but they are better than ordinary heaven and supreme. The physical body is too powerful. This is the effect of finding loopholes and paying a huge price to improve the physical body. But in any case, the Supremes at least have a way to improve their physical bodies and souls, and the cosmos practitioners below the heavenly venerate really have no way to improve their physical strength. Except for their powerful divine power and slightly stronger soul, they are almost the same as God level. Time goes by day. The heavenly venerate aura emanating from the barren pagoda became stronger and stronger, and the other innate gods in the barren world looked at the barren pagoda with fear. Somewhere in the desert, Huang Zun sat with several supreme-level innate gods, looked at the waste tower, and frowned one by one. This avatar of the world lord is so powerful. A congenital deity. As for the fact that Yi Tian has several avatars, these innate gods all know, but they have made an oath and cannot disclose it. In fact, Yi Tian also wanted to hide it, but several clones entered the barren world one after another, and they needed to ask for resources and move around. Yeah, I just broke through the realm of Tianzun, but the breath is comparable to the third-class supreme. The third-class supreme is already the top supreme in my eyes. At the beginning, the combat power we exerted in the deserted world with the help of the source of the deserted world was not enough. It's just the top third-class supreme. And now, the World Master's clone is equivalent to the third-class supreme by relying on its own combat power. When the supreme enters the deserted world, if it is suppressed by the deserted world, the world lord may be able to fight with it for 1 or 2 times. Aragon exclaimed. Originally, they surrendered to Yi Tian. Now that Yi Tian's fourth deity has broken through to the realm of heavenly venerate, and his combat power is comparable to that of the third-class supreme, they have no intention of defecting. In the blink of an eye, a year has passed. In 1 year, Yi Tian completely stabilized the realm of the fourth deity. Today, the fourth deity can be called the supreme deity. Supreme and heavenly venerate are the same realm, but the difference in combat power is nothing more. Once you have supreme level combat power, that is supreme, and it is no longer heavenly venerate. However, Yi Tian's cultivation base is relatively weak. He has just broken through to the realm, and he can continue to cultivate and improve. The realm of Tianzun is also divided into the 1st to the 9th order of Tianzun. Most of the ancient supremes are the cultivation base of the 9th level peak of Tianzun, but it is very difficult to improve the cultivation base of Tianzun realm, and most of the supreme's combat power does not depend on the cultivation base. Because it only determines the capacity of divine power, it mainly depends on combat methods and secret techniques. The gap between the cultivation of the 1st order Tianzun and the cultivation of the 9th order peak of Tianzun is not too big, not insurmountable, otherwise my body will not be in the dominating the realm is enough to rival the 4th class supreme. Yi Tian secretly said. But there is an advantage to improving the cultivation base, that is, the fighting time is longer, and it can improve some strength slightly. And for Yi Tian, the improvement of cultivation base, the improvement of combat power is even more. For other heavenly venerates to improve their cultivation, they can only improve their cultivation. The degree of physical and soul strength can be ignored, but Yi Tian is different, he can continue to improve. But that is only limited to Yi Tian's body. Yi Tian's 4th deity is not good. The 4th deity is the same as the other supreme deities. The improvement of the body and soul is limited, and it can only improve the cultivation. 5.8 Even if I can only improve my cultivation, that's not bad. My body needs to accumulate, and now I can't break through to the realm of Tianzun. The 4th deity is now the 1st order Tianzun, and when I break through to the 3rd tier Tianzun, I will go to the supreme being with the lord of primordial antiquity. Trade it. Yi Tian thought so. Therefore, he continued to cultivate, refining a large amount of resources to improve the cultivation realm of the 4th deity. Just like that, 10 years have passed. In the case of Yi Tian ignoring resources, the 4th deity finally reached the 3rd order cultivation base of Tianzun, and the combat power is still in the 3rd class supreme state, but it was in the early stage of 3rd class supreme, and now it is equivalent to the middle stage state of 3rd class supreme. It's almost there. Even if the cultivation base is immediately upgraded to the 9th rank of heavenly venerate, it will be at the top level of the 3rd class heavenly venerate at most, and it will not reach the 2nd class heavenly venerate realm at all. Yi Tian understands the gap and the shackles between the third-class heavenly venerate and the second-class heavenly venerate. If it is so easy to enter the second-class supreme's combat power, the human race will not have a second-class supreme. It's time to find the Lord of Primordial Antiquity. Yi Tian muttered. The next moment, he left the barren world and went to the Primordial Palace. Chapter 776 Make a Deal with the Ancient Master. Yi Tian naturally wouldn't go directly to the Yuangu Temple as the fourth deity. Otherwise, once he got close to the Yuangu Temple and was killed by the Yuangu Lord with one move, wouldn't it be a heavy loss? The fourth deity's current combat power is only a third-class supreme. Although it is cultivated with a defensive supreme treasure, it has achieved remarkable results in defense, but it still can't stop the first-class supreme. Therefore, Yi Tian was going to approach Yuangu Temple with an avatar first. In a star field near Yuangu Temple, Yi Tian stopped, and immediately descended to Yuangu Temple in the form of an avatar. Outside the Yuangu Temple, Yi Tian said, I am the Ancient Temple, I have information about the reincarnated person and talk to the Lord of Primordial Ancient. Yi Tian's voice transmission directly entered the Yuangu Temple in the form of divine consciousness, and was introduced into the Yuangu Temple. Although it was intercepted, some supreme beings in the Yuangu Temple still heard it, and soon passed to the Lord of Yuangu. Ear. Inside the Yuangu Temple, the Lord of Primordial Ancient looked at Yi Tian's incarnation through the layers of void. An incarnation of the third-class supreme. The Primordial Lord frowned. If such a weak supreme came to see him, he would not have seen him at all in normal times, but the other party said that he had information on the reincarnated person, which meant a different meaning. Forget it, let's meet. The Ancient Master thought. So, he voiced, come in. Yi Tian heard the voice transmission of the Lord of Yuangu, and entered the Yuangu Temple as an incarnation. In a mere incarnation, the loss doesn't matter. Besides, entering the Primordial Palace, the incarnation is the same as the fourth deity, and neither can resist the Primordial Lord, so it doesn't make much difference whether the real body enters. Soon, Yi Tian entered the Yuangu Temple and saw many supreme beings in the 29 Yuan Ancient Temple, the leader of which was naturally the Lord of Yuangu. I have seen the Lord of Primordial Antiquity. Yi Tian paid his respects. Who are you? Asked the Lord of Primordial Antiquity. I come from chaos, and I spread the information about the last reincarnator. 1. Yi Tian said directly. What? You spread it? The Ancient Master was shocked. But soon, the Ancient Master frowned again. No, the breath is not you, you must lie to me. At this time, Yi Tian directly took out a weapon. It was a weapon on the body of the second deity, and there was still a breath of the second deity on it. It's just one of our members who spread the news, this is one of his weapons, it has his breath on it, with the strength of the Ancient Master, it should be able to judge it. Yi Tian said. The Primordial Master carefully probed and sensed the aura on the weapon. It really was the aura of the person who spread the news back then, exactly the same. At this moment, the Lord of Primordial Ancient has basically affirmed. The person in front of him is definitely the same as the person who spread the news. Well, you said you came from chaos, could it be the Tibetan God organization? The Ancient Master said coldly. Of course not, Yi Tian said with a smile. If it were the Tibetan God organization, how could I possibly spread the news? In fact, we just noticed a force in this universe. Since it is very far away from this universe, we want it is very difficult to get a foothold in this universe, so few people are sent into this universe. As rumored, the Dual Universe Detachment is the arm of the Tibetan God Organization, and many members of the Tibetan God Organization have entered this universe, now they are rapidly recovering their strength. Once they step into the supreme level, the first-class supremes of the Ancient Masters are far from being opponents. Among those members of the Tibetan God Organization, some reincarnators have the highest combat power at their peak. In the Destiny Realm, and the first-class supreme is too far away from the Destiny Realm. It can dominate the universe, but it is very common in the chaos. Yuangu's opinion that Yi Tian belittled the first-class supreme so much made him a little annoyed, but he couldn't get angry, so he couldn't figure out Yi Tian's identity. Moreover, Yi Tian has a lot of information that he doesn't understand, and he has to figure it out. Ji Yu Sha, what are you doing here? Asked the Lord of Primordial Antiquity. Trade, Yi Tian said seriously. I am here only for trading, chaos is vast and resources are countless, but some things in the universe are also needed by the powerhouses in the chaos. My organization cannot plan this universe, therefore, I just want to collect some good things in this universe, and I don't want to get involved. Oh, what do you want? Asked the Lord of Primordial Antiquity. The thing of innate origin. Yi Tian said truthfully. The thing of innate origin. The primordial lord's eyes are solemn. This is a good thing, even he wants it. I do have the innate source thing, but what are you going to trade? As far as I know, you reincarnated people came in, but you don't have any treasures to carry. The primordial lord laughed. Ha ha ha, Lord of primordial ancients, it is not difficult to send some things in from the chaos, the difficult thing is how to bring the things out of the universe. You have played against the reincarnators, but their treasures are endless, why? Don't you know what you brought in? There are many relics from chaos in the universe, and I don't need to say these. Yi Tian said. The Lord of primordial ancient did not refute, and continued, I'm not interested in ordinary things, what can you come up with? I have more information about the reincarnator. In addition, I also have the secret techniques and a large number of chaotic spiritual treasures from the chaos. Although the innate origin is precious, it is actually of the first class. It is not priceless for the Supremes. The first-class Supreme has almost reached the peak state. It is almost difficult to improve, and it can even be said that there is no further progress. Not much use, am I right? Yi Tian said. Aren't you afraid that I will kill you and then take away your resources and inheritance? The Lord of primordial antiquity tapped the handle on the throne with his right hand, stared at Yi Tian with murderous intent, and said. Greater than afraid. Yi Tian smiled slightly, because I can't find my deity, my current one is really just a clone. Separate. The ancient master was startled. Immediately, he used a secret technique to instantly perceive the fourth deity in a distant star field through Yi Tian's incarnation. It really is a clone. The ancient master is solemn. The clone looks the same as the main body, but it has an obvious feature, that is, the origin is not perfect. This kind of imperfect origin has no chance to detach, only the body can detach, and there is no way to observe the soul imprint of the other party in the long river of time and space through the clone. Ordinary people can't see the difference between the avatar and the deity, but as the first-class supreme master of the ancient times, how could he not see it? Deduction. The Lord of primordial ancient tried to deduce Yi Tian's body, but Yi Tian's body was covered by the sky-covering stone. Can't find it. The ancient master is solemn. Although it has long been speculated, his disappearance maintains a glimmer of hope. At the beginning, the supreme karma couldn't detect a trace of causality, and I naturally couldn't detect the fate. No wonder he dared to send a clone to trade with me. The ancient master secretly said. You should be very clear about the value of an innate source. Although information is valuable, it does not help you much in improving your strength. As for the value of the Chaos Spirit Treasure, it's not like I don't have the Chaos Spirit Treasure. And the method of cultivation in the chaos, I also have a little in my hand. If the method of cultivation in your hand is ordinary, it will not attract me. The ancient way, he doesn't want to suffer, so he won't take out the innate source easily. Yi Tian stared at the Lord of primordial antiquity, his eyes narrowed, and he sneered in his heart. As expected, he is indeed the Lord of primordial antiquity. It is not easy to fool the innate origin in him. After thinking about it in his mind, Yi Tian said again, well, let's only trade one innate source thing first. If the two sides are suitable, I will take out more precious things. In order to express my sincerity, I will first free. How about sending a piece of information? Can. The primordial lord agreed. Although an innate source is precious, he can still afford to lose it. I'll trade the innate light source with the lowest value first. I wonder if the ancient master has it. Yi Tian asked. Innate light source. It is indeed a low-level innate source of very low value, but I don't have it in my hands, but other supremes have them. I can trade them. You should talk about your free information. Yuan Jiu the main way. Okay. Yi Tian nodded and continued. Are the supremes very surprised that these reincarnators are so hard to find, and they often disappear after half of the chase? That's right. The Lord of Primordial Ancient nodded. I found a reincarnator before, and I rushed over there myself, but that reincarnator disappeared quickly, otherwise at my speed, he wouldn't be able to escape. I know the reason, Yi Tian said with a smile. Every reincarnator masters at least one secret realm. These secret realms were built by the high-level officials of the Tibetan God organization. You can master the way in and out. There are a lot of treasures in the secret realm, such as their commonly used spells, and even amazing inheritance, etc. If you find the location of the secret realm and wait for the rabbit, you may be able to catch a reincarnated person. How about this information? Ha ha ha, fellow Taoist Gucha is really sincere. The primordial lord laughed loudly. The value of this information is too great. With this information, if you find a reincarnated person in the future, at least there is hope to find the location of the secret realm, and if you wait for the rabbit, you can capture a reincarnated person. Of course, there is only hope, but it is not very hopeful. But no matter what, it was much better than blindly chasing and killing before. Next, Yi Tian talked with the primordial lord about the transaction of the innate light source. In the end, Yi Tian paid 32 chaotic inheritances, 6 chaotic spiritual treasures, and a lot of rare resources to get the trading qualification. But the final transaction still needs to wait for some time, because the innate light source is not in the hands of the ancient master. Chapter 777 Cultivating Hengguang's Supernatural Powers. 3 days passed. The Lord of Primordial Ancient appeared in front of Yi Tian again. At this moment, the Lord of Primordial Ancient was already holding a light group in his hand. This light group was the innate source, the innate light source. Although this is only a relatively low-level innate source, it still has a majestic source energy. The things of innate origin are in hand, what about yours? Asked the Lord of Primordial Antiquity. We need to sign a contract, lest both sides go back. Yi Tian said. Can. The Primordial Lord nodded. If it is some extremely precious innate origin, he may go back on it, but if it is just the innate light source, he will not go back. Moreover, Yi Tian's identity is not ordinary, and he does not want to offend Yi Tian. In addition, Yi Tian is only a clone now. It is useless to kill a clone. If the main body is here, he can completely capture Yi Tian, search his soul to obtain information and secrets. But not alone. The clone can be instantly annihilated, and there is no way to obtain the soul memory. The two parties quickly completed the contract and started the transaction. Yi Tian gave all the treasures and resources needed for the transaction to the Lord of Primordial Ancient, and the Lord of Primordial Ancient also gave Yi Tian the innate light source. The Ancient Master is happy to cooperate. Next time I will bring more precious treasures and more precious information to trade with you. After saying that, Yi Tian left. Shish. Yi Tian's fourth deity kept traveling, and then took out 2 spells, which cut off time and space and cause and effect. As a result, even if the Lord of Primordial Ancient and others wanted to track him, there was absolutely no way to track him. When Yi Tian left, several figures appeared here. One of them was the Lord of Primordial Ancient, as well as Karma Supreme, Shalong Supreme, Jingguang Supreme and others. The Lord of Primordial Ancient, I can't find the other party, and I can't track it. The supreme way of cause and effect. It has been expected, this person will definitely not let us find his lair. Said the Ancient Master. Master of Primordial Ancient, you just traded the innate light source to that person so easily. Supreme Golden Light frowned. It's just an innate light source, it's of little value, and it's not very useful to me. Besides, there are a lot of things in this transaction, especially those who practice secret techniques and inheritance, which are relatively good. In terms of value, it is definitely more than a piece of innate. The light source, I did not suffer. Moreover, the information that Ji Yusha gave us is also very valuable. Next, we will focus on the search for reincarnators, and we will also look for the mysterious organization where Ji Yusha is located. If you find it, I don't mind destroying it. Got them. The Ancient Master said coldly. Wasteland. Yi Tian's fourth deity came back. Barren Tower. Yi Tian breathed a sigh of relief at this moment. The transaction with the Primordial Lord this time was indeed very dangerous. If he could not fool the Primordial Lord, this clone would be dead. It is not easy to cultivate a clone with supreme combat power. Yi Tian naturally does not want this clone to be lost. More importantly, if this transaction fails, it will be difficult for him to obtain the innate light source. The Lord of Primordial Antiquity still wants to make the next transaction. I don't have much information in my hands. Most of the resources on my body are useless to the Lord of Primordial Antiquity. For things that are really useful, I am not willing to trade. This transaction, this is the last time, and when I become the Hengguang divine ability, the Lord of Primordial Ancients won't even try to kill me. 1 inch. Yi Tian muttered. He didn't return to the human race immediately, he needed to wait. What if the Ancient Master could find him? Therefore, he first waited for some time in the deserted world, then secretly returned to the human race and handed the innate light source to the body. This wait is 100 years. 100 years is just a snap of a finger for a powerhouse like Yi Tian, not a long time, he can afford it. This day, Yi Tian's fourth deity left the desolate world and secretly came to the borderland of the human race, and Yi Tian's body also came here in person, and obtained the innate light source from the fourth deity. Then, the fourth deity returned to the deserted world. Holy City, in the heavenly pavilion. Yi Tian held the innate light source in his hand and was very excited. The speed talent and the aurora talent haven't been fully integrated yet, but I can't wait, let's speed up the time. Yi Tian muttered. As long as the fusion of time talents is not involved, time acceleration can actually be performed. Therefore, after turning on time acceleration, Yi Tian has successfully integrated speed talents and aurora talents in less than a year. The talent after the fusion of these two god-level talents, Yi Tian named it Hengguang talent, which corresponds to Hengguang divine ability. Hengguang talent has been cultivated, Hengguang supernatural power is in hand, and the innate light source is also available. Yi Tian meets all the requirements for cultivating Hengguang supernatural power, and he can start practicing Hengguang supernatural power. I'm finally able to cultivate. I currently can't cultivate the prototype of Chaos Divine Ability, but it is not bad to be able to cultivate Hengguang Divine Ability, one of the 3,000 Great Divine Ability. According to Hengguang Divine Ability inheritance, Hengguang Divine Ability is also derived from a Chaos Divine Ability. If I can raise Hengguang's talent to the Super Divine level in the future, I can directly cultivate that Chaos Divine Ability. Therefore, the value of Hengguang Divine Ability is very great and must be practiced. Yi Tian said excitedly. But he is also very clear that the Hengguang Divine Ability is far more difficult to cultivate than the general Great Divine Ability. He can easily train a Great Divine Ability now, but it is very difficult to cultivate Hengguang Divine Ability to the entry level, and it takes a long time. 10,000 years, if accelerated by 2,000 times time, it will be 20 million years. I spend 20 million years comprehending Hengguang Divine Ability, and I don't agree with good luck Zhao Xin can't get in. Yi Tian Dao points. 2,000 times time acceleration is also the maximum limit of super god level time talent acceleration, which is also the limit that the universe can allow. Even if Yi Tian's time talent can be transformed in the future, 2,000 times time acceleration is also the limit. Next, Yi Tian began to retreat, fully comprehend Hengguang's supernatural powers, and even gave up other aspects of cultivation, and also prohibited others from disturbing him. In this way, Yi Tian began a 10,000-year retreat. In a blink of an eye, 10,000 years have passed. In these 10,000 years, Yi Tian has been retreating, and the third deity and the fourth deity have also been improving their strengths, completely regardless of what happens outside. And in the past 10,000 years, a lot of big things have indeed happened in the outside world. Chapter 778 Introduction to Hengguang Supernatural Powers. A reincarnated person was caught. Is a secret realm occupied by the 12 universe era? Yi Tian was a little surprised when he heard the news just after leaving the customs. Those reincarnators are not easy to catch. It can be seen how much patience and energy the primordial master and others have put into catching the reincarnators. The secret realm is nothing, and the reincarnator probably used the good things of the secret realm almost, and the used secret realm is of little value. And there are almost no masterless secret realms in the universe. Yi Tian shook his head and said. He also wants to get a few more secret realms, but the Tibetan God organization has regulations that a reincarnator can occupy at most 2 secret realms. This is for the benefit of the reincarnated person. Otherwise, there are reincarnated people who are crazy to occupy the secret realm. What should other reincarnators do? Manage. Therefore, the secret technique of the reincarnator can only be used on 2 secret realms at most, and even the compass obtained by Yi Tian can only find the location of 1 secret realm, and there is no way to use it again. Because of this, he didn't waste time looking for the existence of the secret realm. Yi Tian learned from the supreme humanity that in addition to 1 reincarnated being caught, many sons of the era have fallen and died. Some of the sons of era died in the Dominion-level thunder tribulation. They all walked the road against the sky, but their strength was not good at 137. They underestimated the Dominion-level thunder tribulation and were killed by the thunder tribulation. There are also some sons of the era and the Supreme Highness who were killed by the reincarnators, because the Supremes of the 12th Universe era captured a reincarnator and forcibly killed the reincarnated soul. This action angered the reincarnation, thus attracting revenge from the reincarnated. In short, because of the reincarnator's affairs, the universe was in turmoil, and many rulers and heavenly venerates fell and died because of this. Of course, these are just minor upheavals for the entire universe. Yi Tian understood the situation a little and stopped paying attention. After 10,000 years of cultivation, I have finally cultivated the Hengguang divine ability to the entry level. It is worthy of being one of the 3,000 great divine ability. Even if I meet the cultivation conditions, it still takes so much time. Isn't it more difficult to cultivate the great supernatural powers? If it is the chaotic supernatural powers, it will definitely be more difficult to cultivate. Yi Tian is no longer proud at this moment. Strictly speaking, if there is no copying talent, his talent will be average, and he will not grow to the current level at all. The help that copying talent has brought him is too great. Yi Tian's preliminary cultivation plan is considered to be completed in the entry of Hengguang divine ability, but it is very difficult to cultivate Hengguang divine ability to the realm of minor achievement. It's not about resources, it's not about talent, it's the question of Tao. Yi Tian muttered. The origin of the universe is too weak. Compared with the entire chaos, it is nothing at all. He learned from Harmon's memory that it is not difficult for the outside world to become a strong earthly respect. It took tens of thousands of years to cultivate to the realm of earthly respect, and this is impossible in the universe. This is the power of the great Tao in chaos. Along with the entire chaotic cultivation system, it is easier to break through the realm, and it is easier to cultivate supernatural powers. But in the universe, it is too difficult. If Yi Tian has the talent of copying, otherwise there is no way to practice the Hengguang divine ability. If it was in chaos, Yi Tian would have cultivated the Hengguang divine ability to the Dacheng realm long ago, and even hoped to cultivate to the perfection level, but the difficulty of cultivation in the universe has suddenly increased 100 times or even 1,000 times. Cultivation in the universe is so difficult, but there is one advantage, that is, it is much safer. If it is in the chaos, let alone the respect of the earth, if the weak destiny realm has no backing, it may die in the hands of other strong people at any time. Chaos is a place full of endless crises, but there are countless opportunities. It's time to go out and try the speed of Hengguang divine ability. Yi Tian stepped out and left the holy city. Immediately, he used the constant light magical power to return to the earth. Call out. Yi Tian's body turned into a ray of light and passed through the endless void in an instant, and immediately came to the earth. So fast. Yi Tian's pupils shrank sharply, and was truly shocked by the Hengguang divine ability. Just entering the Hengguang divine ability is many times faster than the speed-like divine ability of the consummation realm in the universe, which is definitely the speed that the master level can have. The speed of the second-class supreme is definitely not as fast as mine, and even some first-class supremes who are not good at speed are far from my speed. Yi Tian was enlightened. At this moment, he really had the confidence to face the confidence of the first-class supreme. Of course, even if Yi Tian has the confidence to face the first-class supreme, he will not really go to the first-class supreme's trouble. He is not the first-class supreme opponent, he can only barely escape. Call out. Yi Tian returned to the holy city from the earth, and immediately came to the source beast pavilion of the heaven pavilion. The origin beast pavilion is a newly built attic, which houses the Yuanzu cub Xiao Yuan. As soon as he entered the origin beast pavilion, Yi Tian saw Xiao Yuan the size of a hill sitting there, eating all kinds of delicacies, all of which were honored by the disciples of Tian Pavilion. Owner. When Xiao Yuan saw Yi Tian, she approached excitedly. Yes, I haven't slackened my practice yet. Yi Tian nodded with satisfaction. Today, Xiao Yuan's cultivation base is not low, it is already in the realm of the universe god, and its fleshly body is even more terrifying, and it is already comparable to the master of the ultimate powerhouse. In other words, Xiao Yuan's current combat power is almost the ultimate dominance, not even weaker than some weaker heavenly venerates. This is the result of the combination of the way of the physical body and the way of cultivating divine power in the universe. It is a pity that Xiao Yuan's talent in divine power cultivation is just average. Even if there are countless accumulations of resources, she has only cultivated to the realm of the universe god. But Yi Tian believes that as long as Xiao Yuan is given time, the day when Xiao Yuan will become supreme is not far away. This is the benefit of a strong bloodline. However, it is not something that can be done in a short period of time if Xiao Yuan wants to grow up to the level of blessing the human race. Yi Tian played with Xiao Yuan for a while, gave Xiao Yuan some good things, and left here. Heaven Pavilion. Yi Tian holds various materials in his hands, and these resources are all kinds of secrets and legends in the universe. His current strength has reached a shackle, but he is not willing to break through to Tianzun so much, he still wants to continue to accumulate, and his Chaos Golden Desolate Art is only at the 8th layer of the Great Accomplishment Realm, he still wants to use Chaos Golden Desolate Art. The 8th level cultivation has reached the perfect state. Therefore, he must continue to accumulate. But the resources in his hand are not enough to support him to continue to improve, so he wants to find more opportunities, and these secrets and legends may be able to help him continue to break through. Chapter 779 The Ancient City of Tianya. Most of the rumors and legends in the universe are illusory, some are maliciously spread, some have no basis, and many are true, but they are extremely mysterious and dangerous, and even the Supreme can't understand the situation. These secrets and legends that can be sent to Yi Tian are naturally screened, and the authenticity is as high as 90%. Yi Tian looked at each document and was suddenly attracted by a secret. In the Sea of Chaos, there will be a foggy area every 10,000 years. It cannot be entered unless it is a master. There is also a danger of falling when the Supreme Being enters. There are strange alien beasts, which are very dangerous, and there are many rare treasures. From the ancient times to the present, no one has known the origin of this foggy area. Yi Tian instantly became interested in Chaos Sea. There are so many powerhouses in the universe, but now they haven't even figured out the secret of Chaos Sea. This is not an ordinary place. Of course, the foggy area of the Chaos Sea is definitely very dangerous. There are supremes who fall, and ordinary supremes really dare not enter. Yi Tian sent a message to Kunwu Supreme, and asked about the situation of Chaos Sea, especially about the foggy area, and then Kunwu Supreme sent a more secret information. After reading the information given by Kunwu Supreme, Yi Tian frowned. Before, the information he collected was not very comprehensive, but the old-fashioned supremes such as Kunwu Supreme have even traveled all over the entire universe. The foggy area is somewhat familiar. There are mist beasts in the foggy area. The misty beasts are almost immortal and difficult to kill, even more difficult to kill than destroying creatures. Moreover, the speed of the misty beasts is very fast. Many people enter the foggy area and are killed before they can react. The misty beast was killed. The deeper you go into the misty area, the greater the danger. The misty area seems to occupy a small area of the Chaos Sea, but the misty area is a folded space. No one knows how huge the misty area is. The first Lord of God has also entered the foggy area, but he was injured and returned, and he never dared to enter the foggy area again. This is the specific information Yi Tian got. Even the first God Lord of the God race was injured in the foggy area, which shows how dangerous the foggy area is. But Yi Tian guessed one thing right: the foggy area of Chaos Sea does have countless resources, and even has the elixir that can dominate the transformation of talent. Chaos level cultivation talent wants to be upgraded to mixed level cultivation talent. It is very difficult. Yi Tian has no way at present, but there is such a treasure of elixir in the foggy area. Some powerhouses who have been trapped in the domination realm for countless years will even venture into foggy areas. But most of the powerhouses still failed to find such elixir, and even fell into the foggy area. Every 10,000 years, the foggy area will appear once, and each time it only appears for 10 years. Once it does not come out within 10 years, the foggy area will disappear within the 10-year period, and all the creatures in the foggy area will also disappear. It is said that the disappeared creature never came out again. There was even a supreme being who did not believe in evil, standing on the edge of the foggy area, waiting for the foggy area to disappear. After the result disappeared, 10,000 years have passed, and the supreme has never come out again. Since then, no one dared to stay in the foggy area for more than 10 years. 10 years is too short, and the inside of the foggy area is very dangerous. If you are trapped in the foggy area, it will really be over, so even the first god of the god race does not dare to enter such a strange foggy area again. Sea of Chaos, it's worth a visit, and the next foggy area will appear again soon. Yi Tian muttered. Chaos Sea. This is a huge sea area located in the starry sky, and its area is almost comparable to a star field. It can be seen how huge its area is, and it even has the title of the first sea in the universe. Chaos overseas. A figure appeared. It was Yi Tian. Moreover, this time it was Yi Tian's main body coming in person. Yi Tian also came to Chaos Sea for the first time, and was immediately shocked by the majesty of Chaos Sea. The universe is so wonderful that such a huge chaotic sea can be born. If it is in chaos, I am afraid there will be more wonderful places. Yi Tian sighed. Wow! Yi Tian entered the Chaos Sea instantly. Chaos Sea is very rich in vitality, and it is also a treasure land for cultivation, and it is not occupied by any race, but many ancient cities have been built here. These ancient cities are located in areas of the Chaos Sea, and each ancient city can be regarded as a force. These ancient cities in the Chaos Sea were built by the Supreme. Only when the Supreme is in town, an ancient city is qualified to sit on the Chaos Sea, and can calm other people. Otherwise, the Chaos Sea is so chaotic, if a Tianzun dares to build it, the ancient city will die the next day. Yi Tian secretly said. The resources of the Chaos Sea are actually not too many, but once the foggy area appears, the opportunity is too great. The reason why many ancient cities are built here is to trade for people who come out of the foggy area. For a long time, many people lived directly in the Chaos Sea, and gradually formed so many ancient cities. Chaos. Every ancient city has at least one supreme, so many ancient cities add up to a lot of supreme. In addition, these ancient cities have formed the Ancient City Alliance, and they are united to the outside world. Even the gods and the demons dare not attack the Chaos Sea, otherwise it will definitely not be good. As for these supreme beings of Chaos Sea, Yi Tian also has some understanding. Most of them offend the big race or some loose cultivators, and there are many sinful people. But because of the alliance in the Chaotic Sea Ancient City, he has survived. Let's find an ancient city to find out about the situation. Yi Tian kept flying, and soon saw a huge ancient city on the Chaotic Sea. Although its majestic momentum was not as good as the holy city of the human race, it was not weaker than the giant city of Tianlin. Tianya Ancient City. The 4 ancient characters above announce the history and vicissitudes of this ancient city. There are a total of 8 city gates in the ancient city of Tianya. Yi Tian landed at the southeast city gate, and was about to enter when a row of soldiers stopped Yi Tian. For flowers. The Lord Master, to enter the ancient city of Tianya, you need a token. We sense that you do not have a token on your body. You need to apply for a token before you can enter the ancient city of Tianya. A soldier said. Yi Tian looked at the past. The soldier's cultivation base is not low. The Star River level peak realm, in a small clan, this kind of cultivation base is enough to be called the great ancestor level, but in the ancient city of Tianya in the Chaotic Sea he can only serve as a defender of the city, which shows the extraordinariness of the ancient city of Tianya. Yi Tian nodded. Following the local customs, Yi Tian doesn't think he can ignore everything, and since he just came here, he naturally has to keep a low profile and not cause trouble. Soon, Yi Tian processed the token at the office of the southeast city gate, paid some divine crystals, and then entered the ancient city of Tianya. The ancient city of Tianya is very lively. There are many strong people living here, and it is close to the foggy area, so there are naturally many people here. In the next few days, Yi Tian inquired about the situation in the foggy area, and he didn't know much about him, but he still reached a point, that is, a group of people specially entered the foggy area to form a mercenary group. None of these fog mercenary groups are weak, and they are very experienced. They have entered the fog area more than once or twice, and even some ancient fog mercenary groups have entered the fog area more than 100 times. Some newcomers from outside want to join some foggy mercenary groups, which increases the safety a lot. Otherwise, if they don't understand the foggy area, they will easily fall into the foggy area. Would you like to find a fog mercenary group? Yi Tian is thinking about this. Although his body strength is not weak, it is now comparable to the weaker 4th class Supreme, but his speed is faster than the 1st class Supreme. In addition, he has treasures from the secret realm of the Tibetan God organization, and his life-saving ability is very strong. But no matter how strong he is not as powerful as the 1st God. Even the 1st God who entered the foggy area was injured and escaped. If he blindly entered the foggy area, it would definitely be very dangerous. No matter how much you know about the foggy area in the data, it is better to actually enter the foggy area and experience it yourself. Find a foggy mercenary group, join it temporarily, and understand the situation first, it is safer. 1. Yi Tian thought to himself. At this time, he had already changed his appearance and aura, and others would not recognize him as the master of all laws whose reputation shook the entire universe, otherwise this identity would definitely bring him a lot of trouble. Misty Mercenary Guild. This is a force established by the Mist Mercenary Group. Every ancient city has it. Yi Tian came to the ancient Mist Mercenary meeting in Tianya Ancient City, and was going to join a Mist Mercenary group temporarily. At this time, there are many Mist Mercenary groups that are recruiting temporary groups, and some old-fashioned Mist Mercenary guilds are very popular. If you want to join them, you have to queue up. Without the strength of the master, you are not qualified to join. Some Mist Mercenary groups have very low requirements, and even the universe gods can join, but such Mist Mercenary groups have no guarantees, and few people are willing to join them. Yi Tian glanced around and quickly came to a decision. Chapter 780 Yunmeng Misty Mercenary Group. The Misty Mercenary Guild. In a corner, 3 girls are recruiting temporary members. There is a sign in front of them, Yunmeng Misty Mercenary Group. Compared with other mercenary groups, the Yunmeng Misty Mercenary Group has absolutely no advantages, just because the strength of the 3 girls who came to recruit members is not very good. 2 of them are only in the realm of the universe god, and the other girl is in the realm. Dominate the realm, but it is only to dominate the 3rd order. Such a mercenary group is not very strong. Although the 3 girls are cute, they are joking with their lives when they enter the foggy area. Hey, we haven't recruited any temporary team members yet. After returning, the team leader's sister will definitely be disappointed. The woman who dominated Tier 3 said helplessly. No way, who made our Yunmeng Misty mercenary group so weak? The other two women frowned. 137. Suddenly, a voice came. Are you going to recruit temporary members? The three women looked closely and saw a kind-looking young man appearing in front of them. This young man is Yi Tian. Dominate the ultimate. The three women were startled and were immediately surprised by Yi Tian's cultivation. You must know that although several cultivators have come to inquire before, they are basically in the cosmic god realm, and the powerhouses who dominate the extremes will basically choose to join those large fog mercenary groups, and it is impossible to come to their small mercenary group. Recruiting, the three women hurriedly said. What are the requirements for your Yunmeng Misty mercenary corps to recruit temporary members? Yi Tian asked. The cultivation base above the universe god, and the evil karma is low. The three women said. The cultivation base above the universe god is basically a necessary basic condition. If there is no such cultivation base, then entering the foggy area, 10 deaths and no life. As for the low evil karma, it is only required by a small number of mist mercenary groups, and most mercenary groups only look at their strength. But the Yunmeng mercenary group obviously did not want to recruit a sinner, otherwise it would bring a lot of trouble to the mercenary group. But many of the powerhouses who can cultivate to the level of the universe god have killed many people, and many have done some bad things. It is true that there are very few people with low sin karma. Although Yi Tian also killed a lot of people, in general, his evil karma is definitely not high, because he will not kill innocent people indiscriminately except for killing aliens, and the universe has its own specific criteria for judging evil. If Yi Tian's evil karma is considered high, but all the powerhouses in the universe are heinous. Do you really want to join our Yunmeng Misty mercenary group? The woman who dominated the third order asked. Yes. Yi Tian nodded. Then test your sinful karma. They took out a ball. This ball contains a little source of power, although it is not the source of things, but the value is not low. It is a treasure specially designed to test the evil karma, the evil pearl. Yi Tian stretched out his hand and tested it. Soon, the guilty bead released a faint white light. Sinful karma is very low. You are welcome to join our Yunmeng Mist mercenary group. The three women rejoiced. Afterwards, Yi Tian communicated with the three women and learned their titles. The woman who dominates the third order is called the Master of Meiyuan, and the other two women's branches are called God Lord Tilan and God Lord Guanghua. And Yi Tian naturally would not announce the name of his Master of 10,000 Laws, but took a very common title, Master of Fatn. After a day passed, the Yunmeng Misty mercenary corps only recruited Yi Tian, the ultimate master. Let's go back first, and by the way, let Master Fadian get to know our head sister. Meiyuan dominates the road. The ancient city of Tianya prohibits teleportation and flying, so several people walked slowly in the ancient city of Tianya. On the way, Master Meiyuan introduced the Yunmeng Misty mercenary group to Yi Tian in detail. Master Fadian, although our Yunmeng Misty mercenary group is not very strong, it is a very ancient Misty mercenary group. As early as 30 million years ago, the mercenary group existed, and in its heyday, there was even one supreme being and 3 heavenly venerates. Oh, 30 million years ago. Yi Tian was a little surprised. This is indeed a very ancient Mist mercenary group. However, he also knew that the Master of Meiyuan was talking about the glorious history of the Yunmeng Misty mercenary corps, and now it is definitely far worse than before. How much power does our Meiyuan Misty mercenary corps have now? Yi Tian asked. At this time, the ruler of Meiyuan said embarrassedly, now we only have 4 rulers, 12 universe gods. If you count Fadian rulers over you, then there are 5 rulers. It's a pity that Yi Tian is only a temporary member. If he becomes a full member, the Yunmeng mercenary group will be considered to have 5 masters. But there are too few temporary members who are willing to become full members. Basically, they are local practitioners from Chaos Sea who are willing to become full members of the Mist mercenary group. Other outsiders are basically only temporary members. But there are very few local practitioners. If there are not enough outsiders to join the temporary members, the strength of the Fog mercenary group is too weak, and it is too dangerous to enter the Fog area. Otherwise, these Misty mercenary groups will not vigorously recruit temporary members. Soon, the Yunmeng Misty mercenary group arrived at the headquarters of the ancient city of Tianya. Entering the headquarters of the Yunmeng Mist mercenary group, Yi Tian met the head of the Yunmeng Mist mercenary group, the Master of Yunlin. Master Fadian, hello, I'm the head of the Yunmeng Misty mercenary group, Master Yunlin, and Master the ultimate cultivation base. Yunlin dominates the road. Hello, Master Yunlin, I'm Master of Fatian. My real name is Yi Chen. 1. Yi Tian briefly introduced himself. But Yi Chen's real name is fake, anyway, he just joined this mercenary group temporarily. Both sit down, Master Yunlin asked. Master Fatian, how much do you know about the foggy area? I don't know much, Yi Tian said. I only know that the foggy area appears every 10,000 years. Every time it appears for 10 years, there are many foggy beasts in it, and even the Supreme Being is in danger when entering the foggy area. Good, Master Yunlin nodded. The mist beasts in the fog area are very dangerous, and their speed is very fast. If it is faster than the speed, we will definitely not be able to compete. Therefore, when entering the fog area, the most important thing is the defensive formation. Some defensive formations are created by practice. A defensive formation that can move with practitioners and move freely is one of the ways to counter the mist beasts. Because of this, the mist mercenary group needs a certain number of people, otherwise it is very dangerous to enter the mist area. Although the Yunmeng Misty Mercenary Corps is not strong, it is very experienced, and with the experience handbooks of the previous leaders of the Yunmeng Misty Mercenary Corps, as long as they don't go deep into the foggy area, the danger is not very big. Afterwards, Yi Tian talked to Master Yunlin about some details about the foggy area. Gradually, Yi Tian learned more about Misty Area 5.8. For example, people divide the fog area into 3 areas: the peripheral area, the inner area, and the core area. Among them, the outer area is dangerous to the master, but it will not fall, and the inner area is dangerous. Even if the Tianzun enters, there is a danger of falling. If it is the core area, the Supreme must escape. In addition, the foggy area is easy to lose its direction. The foggy mercenary group needs to arrange a small formation method to identify the position one by one, in order to identify the position, so as to safely withdraw from the foggy area, otherwise, once lost, even the Supreme will be finished. Master Fatian, according to the time, there will be about 3 years before the fog area will be born somewhere in the Chaos Sea. In these 3 years, please ask Master Fatian to live in the headquarters of the Yunmeng Fog Mercenary Group. Quote, Yunlin dominates the road. Okay, Yi Tian replied. 3 years are not long, he just retreated and passed.